we are live, man! AEW Dynamite is kicking off. A very historic week, ladies and gentlemen. This Friday, it all comes to a boil inside the United Center. Tonight was the calm before the storm in Houston, Texas. MJF versus Chris Jericho and the fifth and final Labor of Jericho. What does this mean for MJF moving forward now that he has finally conquered Chris Jericho? The Young Bucks and Jurassic Express put on a damn good tag team title match. But who exactly is going to take down the Bucks of Youth? Sammy, Guevara, and Shawn Spears. Crazy tonight in Houston. And Sting. 20 years since he's wrestled on TNT, and damn, does he look good. You know what else looks good? This podcast in your subscription boxes. Why? Because we're the #1 source of everything in the IWC, and nobody does it better. This is your AEW Dynamite post show on Off the Script. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Dynamite post show for August 18th, 2021. I am JD from New York. I am joined by my very good friend, Jesse. This is the OTS, or at least I'm in the venue. Jesse's wherever he is, man. Jesse, what's going on, man? Do you feel it? Do you feel it, brother? We are about to embark on history, man. I can't wait.
I got the goosebumps, man.
I know. One more day, bro. One more day, and we got it. You'll be there.
I'll be there live and in person, brother. I can't wait, man. I can't wait.
This is unprecedented, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe how many people have just inquired to me and asked my opinion on this since it's been announced. I think it's all but a formality right now. CM Punk will be on AEW Dynamite. Rampage, rather, coming out of Dynamite on Rampage Friday night in the United Center. And it will be not too long before he is on a Dynamite. But, Jesse, we have a lot to go over. CM Punk is pretty much inevitable on Friday night. We had a lot to unpack tonight on Dynamite. And, damn, it was a good show, man. The show started off hot. Tony Khan didn't overexert himself tonight with booking a ton of matches on the 2-hour show that was Dynamite tonight. We got a nice, solid 4-match card. I like what he's doing with the flow of the show lately. And we had some damn good wrestling on tonight's show, man, especially that hot open with Sting What'd you think of the show tonight? What'd you think of the energy in Houston? I know the last couple of weeks have been lacking, just me speaking from personal preference, lacking in the excitement department. But like we both said on the show, it's the calm before the storm. What'd you think of Dynamite tonight and how hot it was going into the United Center on Friday? I think, and you think, I know you do, the fans just feel it in the air, man.
It felt like, man, it was from the start of the show. I mean, all the way up into each commercial break that came on, I kept taking a step back and saying, wow, that was a pretty good segment. And then the next segment comes on, and the next commercial break comes on. I'm like, wow, that was even better than the last one. And after a while, I'm sitting there like, it feels like a damn pay-per-view on TV right now. It felt like, you know, the famous Paul Heyman speech in ECW. This is the dance speech.
Yep.
It felt like everybody in that locker room got that fucking speech before they came out tonight. They were all fucking. Everybody was intense. Everyone.
Well, how do you think that locker room feels? I know, you know, if I was a betting man, I'd probably say most of them kind of are just going off of base of what the fans are thinking. But I mean, I don't know who knows and who doesn't know what's going on backstage. I would assume that Tony Khan isn't the one to just blab to everybody, yep, yeah, he's coming in and yada, yada, yada. I think they know just as much as we, the fans, do. But, you know, can you imagine that locker room feeling and hearing everything about what's happening on Friday and how it's going to be going into All Out and then going into Grand Slam in New York City on September 22nd? It's almost as if this energy is making everybody better, and we haven't even gotten there yet. I mean, everybody was on fire tonight. I mean, you had the Bucks doing their thing. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus had a newfound energy that I haven't seen together in many, many, many months. I mean, you got 2.0 coming over from the fucking depths of NXT doing nothing. I mean, they were in probably one of the hottest matches on Dynamite all year tonight with Sting in Houston and Darby Allin. I mean, everybody's feeling it. They need to step up, but I think everybody around this energy of CM Punk is just naturally going to get better because of what it means to this company.
It does, man. And at this point, at this stage of the game, it's no longer AEW is the talk of the wrestling world everywhere, and everybody's looking towards this coming Friday. So it's a foregone conclusion that he's there. If he does not show up, AEW has zero credibility anywhere. Yeah. So and they would, and at this point they would make it clear instead of continuing to drop more Punk hints and everything else. So that's no longer a question. He will be there. But I mean, it's all for good reason, man, because we've been in this wrestling funk for years, and we've been just forced to either watch what we got on TV or dip into the indie scene. And now we actually have the kind of wrestling that we want. I don't even want to say it's an alternative, to be honest with you. It just feels like the wrestling that we want. WWE is the alternative because that's not real wrestling.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. I absolutely agree. It's not really a case of AEW being the alternative anymore. They are what pro wrestling should be, and I don't want to stroke their ego. I don't want to stroke Tony Khan's ego. And I joke around. I call him TK as if everybody thinks I'm on the fucking payroll now anyway. So it really doesn't matter. But you're right. WWE is the alternative. If you don't want professional wrestling, then go watch the alternative. There you go. Monday and Friday night. Beautiful.
Yeah, might as well.
But man, we got a lot to unpack tonight. Dynamite was awesome. We're going to go over what happened on the show. Obviously, we're going to go over the CM Punk rumors. And there are still a ton of rumors out there, innuendos, people talking about it on fucking football analysis shows. Fox is talking about it. And Kenny Omega seems to be wearing CM Punk-like catchphrases on his T-shirt every single week. So, I mean, they're even playing up to the fact that he may be coming in on Friday night. But we're going to go over all of that. And I thank you guys so very much for joining me here on Off the Script with Jesse. This is your Dynamite review for August 18th, 2021. Jesse, how excited are you for SummerSlam coming up on Saturday night?
It is this weekend, isn't it?
It is Saturday afternoon, yes.
It is Saturday, okay. I don't know, I kind of want to see Roman and Cena. And
wait. You mean to tell me you're more excited about that match than Eva Marie and Alexa Bliss?
Oh, that's a given.
That's a match of your candidate, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm kind of looking forward to it because I got a feeling that Eva's not going to wrestle, and they're going to put Piper Niven in to wrestle Alexa Bliss, which I might sit and watch.
Who?
Piper. No way. It's Piper fucking Niven. Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
I'm not saying that bullshit.
You mean Dough Drop?
I don't know who that is.
Okay. So I guess we're on a stalemate then.
Yes.
Well, SummerSlam, guys. The reason why I ask, and this is not a SummerSlam prediction show, but SummerSlam is Saturday. I will be live on the podcast here right after the show goes off the air. I might be doing a live prediction show. I have not decided yet, but I don't really know what there is to predict. I mean, the show looks rather lackluster, if you ask me. I mean, WWE once again dropped the ball and takes everything for granted. No, really no surprise there, but SummerSlam is Saturday. I'll be live on YouTube, on Off the Script, after the show goes off the air. We'll be partying it up, man. Off the Script is going to be a bigger party than whatever SummerSlam produces on Saturday night. I will tell you that. And I got a giveaway happening on Saturday. I will announce that on Twitter sometime in the next 24 to 48 hours. So look forward to that. But I will be live. I'll be live on Friday for SmackDown and Rampage, which is the CM Punk supposed debut inside the United Center First Dance. So make sure you guys set your notifications and join me on both of those live streams coming up in the next couple of days. If you missed any of the content on the channel, go and check that out. Everything you need is on the homepage. Monday Night Raw and Off the Script last weekend, they are there. Uploaded an extra today as well in regards to Adam Cole Bay and what his impending WWE status is going into this Sunday's NXT TakeOver 36, which I will also be live for. So it's going to be a major jam-packed weekend, ladies and gentlemen. So I uploaded that extra today. Go and check that out. It is on the homepage right now. So when you're done here, you guys can go over there and check it out. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. If you guys want to follow Jesse, you see his @ on the screen there. Go and check him out on Twitter as well. If you guys want to support the podcast through several different options, you certainly can do that. Number one is Patreon. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. That is one of the best ways to do that because you're going to get some merchandise back just for supporting, man. We got the Dugout mugs engraved with the Off the Script logo. We got the Are We Live t-shirts, only available for these two items on the Patreon when you sign up for an annual subscription. That's patreon.com/JD from NY206. We got Bonfire now being partnered through YouTube. So if you guys want some Off the Script merchandise, and I know there are a lot of people in here right now. I'm looking at 2,100 inside the venue for AEW Dynamite. If you guys want some great Off the Script merchandise, all you got to do is look under the video player right now on YouTube, and you're going to see a line of merchandise that'll take you right directly to Bonfire, man. You guys want anything on the shop? It is right there for you. Easy as Titus's cake. Believe me. So go check out Bonfire. Bonfire.com is the exclusive home of Off the Script and the podcast. Today's show is sponsored by my great friends over at Dr. Squatch. It's going to be a muggy August, ladies and gentlemen, as indicated already by the weather here in New York City. But if you guys want to smell good going into these major shows, and you guys don't want to smell and look like a wrestling geek, a typical wrestling geek, make sure you guys go and get some Dr. Squatch, man. DrSquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout. I believe, and I think some of my subscribers, I've seen some people on Twitter post the new Star Wars soap bundle. It is all correlating to all of your favorite characters in the Star Wars series. They got a Yoda soap. They got a Darth Vader and a Darth Maul soap. I don't know what they smell like, but it's Dr. Squatch, so you know you're getting some good shit, man. So go check that out. That's DrSquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout to save 20% off. That's enough from me, man. Jesse, how's it looking like in Chicago, man? We're going to start off with some news. I know you texted me yesterday about new mandates going into not only the First Dance, but you and I, buddy, will be wearing fucking face masks going into All Out, man. What's going on in the city of Chicago?
The rule did roll out for mandatory masks back to indoors and everything else. But I got to tell you, from everywhere I've been around town these days, nobody's actually following that. I'm going to be very honest with you.
Nobody's following mask mandated rules
when you get to the United Center, but as of right now, like in around the stores and everything else, nobody's following that new rule.
Nobody's wearing masks in the supermarkets or anywhere where they go out and sit down to have a bite to eat or a bar or anything like that. Nobody's wearing masks.
No, absolutely no. Nothing like, especially nothing like it was, a year ago when everybody had to wear masks. It was kind of like one of those things. If you didn't, you were shunned. But now, I mean, it's seriously, it's assumed you're vaccinated. It's assumed that people who are wearing masks are not vaccinated, but nobody's wearing masks.
Now, what do you think that is? What do you think that is? Are people just sick and tired of it? They don't want to go through the remainder of their beautiful summer days wearing fucking face masks and all this rules and mandates. What's going on with that?
It could be a couple of things. One, the rule just rolled out yesterday. So maybe no one's really enforcing it yet, but none of the business are enforcing it, which is going to be the telling thing. So if they start finding businesses and everything else, then it'll become mandatory. But until then, businesses aren't making people go back to masks, and not yet at least. But again, it just rolled out yesterday. So we'll see where we are, a few days from now. But at least maybe at All Out, it'll be different. But at least for Rampage right now, I really don't expect to see too many people in masks.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I guess we'll monitor it as we get closer to All Out and how I will see what happens with my own eyes when I get there. I know when I get on the plane, I'm going to need the mask on the plane. It may be different when I get there in a couple of weeks. So we'll see what happens. I really don't want to sit through a 4-hour wrestling show wearing a mask. But if
John Roy in the chat just said that the new rule rolls out Friday.
Okay, so there you go.
So we'll see. So, I mean, Friday is the show. So we'll see on day one if people jump right back into masks or not.
All right. Well, it is what it is. And I said it a couple of weeks ago. It's a very, very, very small price to pay with these shows. I mean, obviously, anybody is going to abide by this compared to canceling these shows altogether and then forcing AEW back to Daly's place. We don't want that. So, like I said, it's a very small price to pay. We are in some of the greatest days that AEW will ever see right now with Punk and Bryan and their impending debuts, and these three shows, actually, the one in New York City as well. So, again, it's a very small price to pay, so we'll monitor as we get closer to All Out. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow, let alone 2.5 weeks from now as we get into September 5th. But, Jesse, we have news on CM Punk. Speaking of Friday, Punk, Rampage, it's the talk of the town. Punk's impending debut was mentioned on the NFL Network. Did you see or hear about this story?
I did not.
During the NFL Network's recap of the Chicago Bears and Miami Dolphins game, Adam Rank, who I guess is one of the analysis guys there, described Justin Fields' debut as the most anticipated debut in Chicago until this Friday, he says, when CM Punk shows up on AEW. Now, on Rampage this past Friday, they aired the Darby Allin promo again. We've been seeing it for the last couple of weeks, where he talks about wanting to face the best in the world, and fans are already taking that as a clear sign right from day one that CM Punk is going to debut Friday on Rampage inside the United Center. And with All Out just a couple of weeks away, we may find out if Punk is going to wrestle on Rampage, on Dynamite, on All Out. We don't know what his plans are. And I had a lot to say about his plans, quote unquote, on Twitter Spaces today with my buddy Ticket Drew. But, I mean, Jesse, even the NFL Network is in on what's going on here. The biggest debut since CM Punk on Friday showing up on AEW.
Man, I don't know, man. I mean, it seems like a done deal. I mean, especially with TK and his NFL ties. I mean, maybe this guy already knows something that we don't.
That's a good point, too. That's a good point, too. Jericho, actually, I believe someone told me today, again, it was on the Twitter Spaces with Drew Badalla and his co-host Blake. He mentioned something about TNT not being happy when Sting made his debut at Winter is Coming. TNT wanted something like that to be advertised in advance because of how big Sting is as a name in the pro wrestling landscape. Now, obviously, TNT, they went out and said, I think we're under the assumption, and I think we feel pretty comfortable that he is showing up. Tony Khan mentioned on Busted Open Radio, of all places, he said, quote unquote, I think the fans know what to expect on Friday night inside the United Center. Now, with all the teases that have been going on with CM Punk, Is AEW doing enough to get people excited about this? Do they need to do more, or should they have done more leading into this? Do you like the mix of kind of innuendos being thrown out there to the general public while keeping this a major surprise as well, even though we all know it's not? But how do you handle, or how do you feel about AEW and Tony Khan handling all of the CM Punk situation? Is it the right mix?
I think it is. You know, I heard some of that conversation early, and the thing is, you have fans to make happy, and at the same time, you have a network to make happy. So, how do you do both? Yep. There was when Cena came back. I actually think WWE did this right. Yes, and it's kind of what Tony Khan is doing. You make your big surprise at a pay-per-view. And with the anticipation already building for Punk, I mean, it's not like it's a huge surprise, but at the same time, it hasn't happened. So once it happened on a pay-per-view, now you have that feeling of, man, I should be getting these pay-per-views because big stuff is going down and everything else. So I missed it. And then you can start advertising from the time he debuts. You start advertising to the next show that Punk will be on Dynamite. Punk will be on Dynamite. So then you start pushing that into TNT's agenda of we want to promote it ahead of time. So at the same time, you can promote your pay-per-views and have your big debuts there, and still advertise for the TV shows. Like you gotta kind of play both sides of the fence a little bit, and it also depends on who it is. I mean, not every debut can be announced. Not every debut should be kept secret. So it depends on who it is. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And to go back to the point you made with John Cena and him showing up at Money in the Bank, he didn't say anything to Roman Reigns. He just stood there, let the crowd make their noise. He stood in front of Roman Reigns face to face, did the whole "you can't see me." We all knew why he was back and who he was targeting and what he wanted. And then WWE did the great thing of announcing him minutes after Money in the Bank went off the air that John Cena is going to be on Raw. John Cena is going to have a live microphone after so many years being away, and why he's back in WWE. He will explain that to you all on Monday night. I thought that was the simplest ways to do it, and it was brilliant. I mean, they got it right. One of the few things that they got right is how they handled John Cena and his return back to the WWE for SummerSlam. But I do agree with you. It depends on who it is. Like, Sting is synonymous with TNT. I mean, nobody really expected it. So in my eyes, the way I'm thinking about what Tony Khan's thinking about is, nobody expected this. Nobody's really talking about it. Nobody knows at all. It hasn't been a rumor at all in the community. So I'm going to hold this close to my vest like I'm playing a poker game, and I'm going to just kind of reveal all my cards in one shot and let people go crazy with it. But with somebody else, yeah, I would say, yeah, he's coming in and promote it. But I think with Sting coming in that situation, TNT should be okay with it because A, it was during a pandemic show, it was in the middle of Daly's place, nothing was really going on. And B, someone like that is going to gravitate to the fans and they're going to be like, oh shit, Sting is back on TNT. What is he going to say next week? I got to tune in. So it's a double-edged sword, but TNT, I feel like they'll get their return on investment, even though it's not initially promoted. It will be promoted in the next week. Exactly. I mean, and the thing is, you don't really have to be a fresh debut. I mean, you don't really want to promote a debut. That's why they make the vignettes and everything else, and you allude to it. But once Punk and Bryan get here, I'm going on under the assumption, obviously nobody really knows, but I'm going under the assumption these guys are not going to work every last single week, every last single Dynamite, every last single Rampage. So with that being said, when they have a week or two off and they're coming back for a week, start promoting it. Watch Dynamite this Wednesday. CM Punk comes back, since this happened to him. You can always promote these guys and they'll always bring extra viewers. So the chance is not done with promoting these guys. I don't think they're going to be working every last single time. So the time that they do, let's pump it, let's push it, and let's promote it. Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. This is going to be something to keep an eye on for that. But I think they've handled CM Punk's situation pretty damn well. I mean, all the innuendos. I mean, it's got all the community involved, and everybody's picking shit apart, and they're looking for all these clues that AEW's dropping. It almost became a game in itself. So I enjoyed the way that they've handled this situation so far, and all will be revealed on Friday. Speaking of Rampage, Jesse, what did you think of the ratings that they dropped for the debut episode? 740,000 viewers for the premiere episode of Rampage.
A lot of people were making a big deal about this. Oh, it didn't get close to 1 million. Oh, SmackDown beat them. Oh, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But all my viewers, I think, are pretty keen and up on everything, and it's not that big of a deal. We don't really make ratings a big deal around here. I report it because it is news, and it is a talking point, especially with something that is a premiere episode like Rampage. But A, it's on Friday night, Jesse, at 10 p.m., right after SmackDown. B, I look at this rating, and I look back to the Dynamites that happened when they were preempted for the NBA Finals, and Dynamite on, TBS, it wasn't really drawing anywhere close to 740, maybe 400, like high 400s, like low 500s, and that was the extent of it. But you look at this in comparison when Dynamite was on preempted at the same time slot, this has got to be looked at as a big win for not only TNT, but AEW at that time slot on Friday night.
It's a humongous win. I thought that number was incredible. You got to look at a couple of different things here. First thing, whatever TNT was going to be airing in that slot normally was not going to garner 750,000 live viewers.
No, excellent. Yep.
So that right away, the network is happy. B, it's a debut of a show, so it's not always there. So a lot of people may have missed it on DVR and everything else. Not only that, it's like everybody said, it's a dead spot. It's really, really fucking late to make it appointment TV right now. I mean, the prime time slot is about 6, 7 o'clock, Eastern or Central, depending on where you are. But the time that show came on, everybody's about, done with it. If you think about like Saturday Night Live, a show like Saturday Night Live, Lorne Michaels, he'll put his best stuff on early as possible because he knows that people are not going to be sitting around looking at stuff, 2 hours into the show when you get into midnight and 1 in the morning. So the closer to the evening you can get, the better. And getting these kind of numbers on a debut show in that time slot, I think is a huge win, huge W, because it's only going to get better, especially with all of the hype coming in these next few weeks and everything else. And the fact that they have more talent to display so they can expand that show easily, I don't think it's going to stay in that spot. I think they're going to move it somewhere else in the week and it's going to get even better numbers.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And that was an excellent point you made about whatever TNT would have put on in that time slot if it was one of their regular shows or whatever, a fucking vampire. I don't know what the fuck they're doing on TNT nowadays. But anything that would have been in that time slot would have been maybe not even half that AEW did. So that's an excellent point there. And again, I said this to you, I believe. I don't see this show staying at 1 hour. I think this show, like you said, moves eventually to a different night of the week, possibly on Saturday. Who knows? Maybe they get a little adventurous and they do something in the middle of the week somewhere. I have no idea. Maybe they move it to Tuesday. Who the hell knows? But I don't see it staying at 1 hour, and I don't see it staying at the 10 p.m. time slot. I don't.
Yeah, well, I mean they do have Thursdays. Thursdays are pretty much open for network TV.
They got Thursdays.
They got that, but again, if they want to get event, look, if they're pulling in 750,000 on this late night hour, why not throw it up against a Raw or SmackDown and split the rating with whoever you want to split the ratings with, and you'll still beat 750.
Yeah. I know. I'd be watching this shit over Monday Night Raw. I'll tell you that, especially in that third hour.
Easily.
Jesus Christ.
If they put it on at the after the Raw's first hour, so for me that's 8 o'clock. For you guys it's 9 o'clock, and they can just literally see how many people stop watching Raw and turn to TNT.
Yeah. I don't think that show stays where it is. I don't even. By the time we move it to TBS next year, I think maybe we're already in discussion about moving it to a different night of the week. But we'll see what happens. Friday, Jesse, do you think they do over 1 million with Punk's impending debut?
That's rough, man. Because again, that is a really tough spot.
I think they get as close to 1 million as possible. I mean, some people are predicting over 1 million. I think that's kind of a stretch. But I think if Punk is debuting on Friday, they get as close to 1 million as possible. And then the next week, right at the All Out show, that Friday is going to be the Go Home show, I would say. We're going to do over 1 million because people know he's there and people are going to want to tune in to watch.
Yeah, and another thing too is that the hype for this show online might be through the roof because we get there at 7:00, 8:00 your time. So I'm assuming they're gonna be filming some dark elevation matches and things like that. But if something goes on, in that arena, as far as promos or announcements or things like that, it'll be all over Twitter before the show even goes live.
Bro, this is all over the place now. Anyway, I mean, you see commercials during Raw, NXT, SmackDown. I mean, they had a huge billboard in Times Square. They had a billboard right behind home plate at Yankee Stadium earlier this week. I mean, it's all over the place.
Yeah, this show is selling itself because. Well, this show is selling off of Punk's name and the rumors alone. If you think about it, over the last 6-7 years, that's how Punk has stayed relevant in wrestling. Rumors, fucking rumors. Very rarely do he come out and give us facts or truth to anything. Normally, it's rumors and hearsay, and now these rumors have us waiting for him Friday night at the United Center.
I mean, you got to think about it. If they did 740,000 without him. I mean, there are a lot of people in this industry that are going to be watching who don't watch AEW. They're going to be tuning in just out of sheer curiosity. So a million might happen.
Yeah, everybody be watching. The naysayers, WWE fans, they'll all be watching to pick it apart and call it bad and everything else. Vince McMahon will be watching. Everybody will be watching.
Oh, they'll be watching for sure. And the card, ladies and gentlemen, for Rampage is as follows on Friday night. 3 matches have been announced, and Jesse, none of them really speak to me as main event. And I believe you said it last week. They don't have a main event announced for this show, and the 3-match limit is already met for this Rampage show. Listen to this. Jon Moxley with Eddie Kingston in his corner will face Daniel Garcia with 2.0 in his corner. This match was made after Garcia and 2.0 attacked Moxley and Kingston at the start of the show, which we will get into in just a second. We got a tag team eliminator match, which is a 4-team tournament right now. The second match here will be Private Party versus Jurassic Express. Or this should be the first match, I should say. The second match happening on Dynamite next week. Private Party versus Jurassic Express. The winning team will move on in the tournament, and they will determine a number 1 contender through this tournament for the tag team titles held by the Young Bucks. Could be a main event match, but not really a main event match. Also, Jade Cargill will take on Kiera Hogan, and it was implied that Hogan could get a contract if she wins on Friday. None of these matches, Jesse, really speak main event anywhere. So we may get the first 35, 40 minutes of this show with these 3 matches, probably less than that, and then the rest of the show is you-know-who.
Yeah, Moxley said that his match is going to be the main event.
Oh, yeah?
Him and Garcia. So, I mean, I could see that being the last wrestling match we see.
Well, how do you feel about a possible Jon Moxley CM Punk stare down in the United Center? After his promo tonight, he's calling out everybody, really.
What do you want me to say? Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah, it sounds awful, man. Listen, I can't wait. I can't wait for Moist TV on Monday night, bro.
Let me tell you something, bro. I don't care if Punk comes out and fucking stares down Fuego del Sol. It does not fucking matter who Punk targets when he comes out. We're all expecting him to come out. We're all expecting Darby to interrupt. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm expecting to see Darby and Punk back in Chicago at All Out.
And it is going to be one hell of a show on Friday night, man. I can't wait. But that is what is announced for Rampage on Friday inside the United Center, which is supposedly going to be the debut of CM Punk. Dynamite itself. I got more news. We'll transition into the news as we see fit throughout this Dynamite review. Dynamite opened. Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston made their way to the ring. Wild Thing was playing. People were singing along. They were having a good time. And then all of a sudden, the former Ever Rise 2.0, which Jericho said, Jesse, signed a very short-term deal with AEW. I'm assuming it's a 3-month contract or something like that, maybe 120 days, 190 days or something like that. I don't know what it entails, but it's a short-term deal. And, I don't really sit here bragging about 2.0 or Ever Rise. I was never a big fan of them, where they came from. I didn't know much of them before they hit the scene in NXT, but I mean, can you imagine what these guys are feeling like working for the hottest wrestling promotion in the world right now, knowing exactly where you came from and what's being done to the brand that you were formerly associated with, and you're now in the ring on Dynamite, on the hottest show in the industry, staring across fucking Sting and Darby Allin. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
Dude, I'm like you. When they came aboard, I mean, I think what I said was, I mean, I don't know why they're on Dynamite. I would rather see them on Dark and see how they goes there. These guys had a hell of a fucking night, man.
Yeah, I know.
They came off as I'm still not like the biggest 2.0 fans, but I rather enjoyed watching them sell. I enjoy watching them feed into Darby and Sting. They did well. They perform well. They get heat. I like these guys.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing their job, man. And you know, even though we're not fans of them, you got to feel for them. Just knowing where they came from and what was done to their former home and where they are now. They're probably losing sleep over all the excitement that's surrounding their fucking lives right now. It's great. It's a great thing to see.
It is awesome, man. They got to open the show, a hot show. They set the tone for this show.
And that's the most important fucking segment of any show.
It is. It is. I mean, clearly these guys were friends with the Bucks, you know, before everything else. And right away, they scooped these guys up. They had no compete clauses. Why would they? And they don't know. WWE didn't care about them at all. Yep. And they're serving their purpose right now. They're interesting. I like seeing them lose. I want to see them come out next week and get beat up or get lucky and steal a win. I mean, I'm interested in what they do now.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Maybe they turn into something that Triple H and everybody else on his team didn't see. You know? Yeah. So
I won't fault Triple H for that because he was trying. He need time. You need time.
Yep. And there was not a lot of time on that show at all because they're fighting for ratings. They're fighting for spots on that show, and there weren't any spots really for those guys to have.
Yeah.
But Tony Khan made spots for him, and they attacked two of the biggest baby faces in the entire company with steel pipes and chairs, and they took them out in the crowd. Then they entered the ring. I'm sorry, Jesse, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. No.
And then they came into the ring and bragged to Sting that they just took out their guy. Sting wasn't even out there yet, so he makes his way to the ring. And we got this match starting off hot and heavy. Crowd was unbelievably red hot, white hot in Houston, Texas. Sting and Darby did stereo stinger splashes on 2.0. It didn't take long for this to kind of bleed into the crowd. Fans were chanting, "This is awesome" at Sting. Texas Tornado rules means free for all. You could do literally anything and anybody can kind of come on in and join the fun. So Darby leapt off the bleachers. They were fighting in the bleacher area. He got thrown into the fucking ceiling at one point. They were brawling up there. He walked down the aisleway on the banister of wherever they were in Houston, Texas tonight. He did a big splash on top of everybody. Kingston came out after he was beat up. He dragged Garcia away and started pounding on him. Sting and Darby dragged 2.0 back into the ring and then slid a table into the ring as well. 2.0 then took out Sting and suplexed Darby onto his skateboard with the wheels turned up. I cringed. I don't know what you felt, Jesse, when you saw that, but that looked like it fucking sucked. But it's Darby Allin. I'm not really surprised. He loves the pain, I guess. So Sting got up and he tried to fight. Fans were chanting for Sting here. So 2.0 set up the table. And Sting was in the corner. He did the generic 10 punches in the corner. And then all of a sudden, both guys of 2.0 pulled Sting off the top rope. And they were about to powerbomb him through the table. I'm like, oh, they're not going to do this. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do this. They're not going to really go through with this. And he goes through the table, Jesse, 2.0. Double powerbomb Sting through the table that was set up in the ring. He goes through the table. He gets up. He no-sells it. Double stinger or scorpion death drop. And then he does a double scorpion death lock on both guys. They tap out. Sting and Darby Allin win. And it was one hell of a fucking fiery open. I'll tell you that. But as far as the suplex spot, or the powerbomb spot, Jesse, through the table, what did you initially think of it? Normally, I'd shit on something like that, but being that it's Sting, and I'm going to throw this at you, maybe they did this spot tonight and had him no-sell it. It was a slight, subtle shot to those that didn't think he was well enough or good enough to go against an Undertaker or still be used at this age in any capacity. Powerbomb me through the table. He gets up, he no-sells it, double scorpion death drop, double Scorpion Deathlock, and Sting looks fucking great in the minimal use that Tony Khan is using him in, bro. This was fucking incredible.
Yeah, I saw this was something that, pissed off a lot of people on Twitter and everything else. I'll say this. I saw a lot of people even reference this to the Leo Rush no sell table spot.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Like you said, Leo Rush is not Sting.
No.
And not only that, this was actually a part of Sting's moveset and everything else. It's no different than someone doing these extravagant moves to Hulk Hogan, and all of a sudden he stops and starts hulking up and no selling everything that happens to him.
Yeah, it's like the Undertaker receiving the fucking bonsai drop, bro, and sitting up after one bonsai drop. I mean, we all fucking we all marked out for that shit.
Yeah, these are not spots that everyone should be doing.
No.
And the thing is, there needs to be reason behind it, story behind it, and things like that. Undertaker, fine. Sting, fine, dude. I mean, a lot of these people complaining about it weren't even old enough to see Sting's old feuds and everything else, so they had no idea that this was just a part of what he does. And he's doing it in the midst of, a tag team squash match. These kids are doing everything they can to put this guy over to make him look great, and they put him through a table, legit. It had him popped out. They reacted to it and everything else. I thought this was a memorable fucking moment for me, at least, man. I mean, it's it's kind of like, I want to say it's kind of like a double-edged sword when you review wrestling, because when we watch so much wrestling reviews and they spend so much time shitting on shows like Raw and SmackDown, they turn into a legitimate wrestling show and they pick it apart, nitpick it for no reason. This is not a spot to nitpick. This was fucking awesome.
No.
If they did it again next week and the week after that, start nitpicking.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't happen all the fucking time. It's a part of his moveset, but he didn't do it every week. Maybe once every other pay-per-view or so. So when he did it, it was fresh and it was cool. I think people need to relax a little bit and try to get back to suspending their disbeliefs for a little bit and enjoying wrestling. I understand you got to suspend your disbeliefs a lot in other shows, and they ask you too much. But here, just let it go, enjoy it until you just start to get bored and you feel insulted by it. That's not the case with AEW right now.
No. And I guarantee you, everybody that was picking this apart and had a problem with this, a big problem, like you're going to lose sleep over it tonight because Sting no-sold a powerbomb through a table. Guarantee you it's people that just have now watched or started to watch professional wrestling, these millennial fucking fans who don't know any better. Guarantee you they don't even know what a Monday Nitro is or Raw is War is. They don't know the old school. This was Steve Borden pulling out one of his fucking signature things from the old school that pops the fucking TNT casual audience. I loved it. I love it. I have absolutely no fucking problem with it. And like you said, if this is a regular thing, which we know it won't because Sting isn't a fucking WWE legend that they use and abuse. If this is an every week thing, then yes, then have at it, pick at it, crucify it. But like you said, this was a one-time thing, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, and I think I think you can sum up all of WWE's complaining and everything like that. When we complain and we bitch about WWE, they're not doing anything that other companies don't do. They just run the shit into the ground. Every company shows rematches.
Yeah,
Raw does it all of that damn time. They all do this, they all do that, and we cringe at WWE because they run it into the ground and we're tired of it.
Yes.
So then when it happens the once in the blue moon that it happens on AEW, people jump up and say, "Oh, well, you to bash this on Raw."
Yeah.
Because they do it all the fucking time.
But the champions on Dynamite, they lost. But you don't see JD, the Tony Khan payroll shill. He's not complaining about it. But if it happened on WWE, he'd be shitting all over it. Yeah, because AEW champions don't lose on TV every single week. When it happens, there's a fucking reason for it to happen.
Yep. And then when they give the reason of it's a story, let it play out, those stories have endings.
Yes.
Those stories have conclusions. And then we look back and say, oh, it makes sense. When they gave Alexa Bliss Bray Wyatt's gimmick, we complained about it. And everybody on the WWE side said, give it time. It's a story and let it play out. Well, now they fucking fired him. What kind of story is this?
Well, JD complains about, Goldberg getting a title match, but he has nothing to say about Sting being on TV. I'm sorry, geek. I'm not sure. Can you pinpoint the last time Sting showed up on a Dynamite show targeting a world champion undeservedly? I'd love to know. I mean, if you find that footage, I mean, please inbox me. I love it.
Nope.
Give me a break, man. And if I was on Tony Khan's payroll, let me tell you something, geeks. You'd all know. You'd all know. I would even screenshot the fucking paycheck that he sends me.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Anyway. Sammy Guevara's getting a paycheck, Jesse. He's also getting a paycheck enough to propose to his girlfriend on Dynamite. He actually proposed to his girlfriend, Pamela, tonight, right before the show went on the air.
And I bet they don't book him into an angle where he's sleeping with somebody else next week.
And when he gets fired, I don't expect Tony Khan to fire him 5 years from now on his wedding anniversary.
On his wedding day, yeah.
You gotta throw it at them, man. The fucking bullshit that they do. Anyway, Sammy Guevara proposed. He's in a match against Shawn Spears tonight. Obviously, Shawn Spears is in the Pinnacle with Tully Blanchard. So they got a promo backstage, and they mock Sammy Guevara getting on one knee and proposing to his girlfriend. Shawn Spears says, slim pickings in Houston, I see. So then,
what a heel.
So then Shawn Spears, I'm not done. Then Shawn Spears says, when you're in the Pinnacle, you're on top. And he's going into the Pinnacle spiel. And then he says, Pam, and for one night only, I'll let you be on top.
So good. You know, it gives Spears more heat, and it made the moment more genuine if you watch Sammy's vlog, you know, repeatedly, because she's a big part of his vlog and everything else. So seeing him propose to Pam like on TV was fucking awesome. It was great.
Yeah, that's I'm happy for him. He's incredible. And Shawn Spears, I mean, he's not like the greatest pro wrestler on the planet, but man, he is so fucking good. I mean, he's got the look, he's got the promo skills, everything about him just exudes, you know, cockiness. He's in his role great. Tully's making him look great. And I love these one-liners, man. It's easy, and it's easy to pick on something when you're a heel like that, when a babyface does something like what Sammy Guevara does. I mean, and Pam, listen, honey, for one night only, I'll let you get on top. Oh! I feel like I'm watching fucking Dice, man. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what Spears reminds me of? He's a little bit of a Cody, in the sense of he brings his experience and his storytelling to a match. You know, he doesn't have to come out there and try to outwork all these guys who are way younger than him, but show your poise, show some good mic skills, you know, don't mess up in the ring. And just, he's so hateable too. Yeah. You know, he's such a hateable heel. And he's a believable hateable. It's not like he's just, looks like he's trying to force heat on himself. He looks like he's somebody you just want to punch in the face. You know, I'm enjoying him. They're using him the right way. Yeah. You know, when, you know, in the other place, people would say, you know, well, he's not as good as this person. You can't do this. All AEW is doing is they're accentuating his talents. All right. And they put him in situations where his talents can, you know, rise to the top and things like that, which is what you do with all your talent. You don't put them on TV and say, without an entrance, without your wife, you're nothing. And then they go put them on TV without your wife or your entrance. Yeah. What the fuck is that?
Man, this is what people don't understand about AEW. Shawn Spears is a perfect example. You take what he has and you highlight what is best about him. Every single person that WWE is not using right now, they have something that they're not highlighting at all, and instead they keep them hidden. They don't use them. Oh, sorry, we don't have creative for you, pal. But Shawn Spears is good at so many things. Instead of keeping him in catering, Tony Khan is putting him on TV because he knows he's a valuable asset, and what he does great, he brings to the show at a great value. I love that. Absolutely love that. That's what WWE doesn't do with anybody, and it fucking pisses me off.
Well, that's the thing. You know, when people, you know, when AEW picks up guys like, you know, like Black and, you know, and Bryan and Punk, you know, and the naysayers want to come out and say, oh, well, they're just picking up WWE trash. That's not WWE trash. Now, I'm not trying to slight these guys, but I will say, if you had to categorize somebody like that, I would say 2.0 and Shawn Spears might be considered WWE trash. And look what they've done to said trash. They've made them entertaining on television. That's all you gotta do.
Why are they trash, Jesse? Because WWE thinks that they were trash and they were of no use to them or no value, and then their fan base, WWE's fans, the universe, is so fucking conditioned to follow along like lemmings off of a fucking cliff because WWE said so. It's got to be true. WWE did this. It's got to be right. But I mean, Shawn Spears was given no opportunity on the main roster, just like everybody else. Like I named them fucking up and down, and he was given no opportunity on the main roster. This guy could have easily should have been the NXT champion, and should have been a mainstay in that IC US title picture, bro. That gimmick was so fucking over. But his problem was he got over too much. They didn't want it, so they killed it.
They didn't like what the crowd was reacting to.
You're too over, pal. Off the number 10, that's not what I have for you.
You know, I'll tell you what the difference might be in someone they might consider trash and someone might be considered good talent. So if you drop Aleister Black and AEW scoops him up right away, he was never trash. That guy was a bona fide main eventer, and WWE just never saw it. I mean, and that was stupid. So now you take something like 2.0. I mean, they weren't and are not bona fide main eventers. They would never. Here's the thing: they were never used the right way. To the sense of WWE said, well, "We're going to drop you because you're not worth anything to us." This is true. They are not worth anything to you because you have not used them right. So Tony Khan picks them up, use them the right way, and then can kind of do a little something with them, and he can kind of make them a star. Tony Khan does not have to make Aleister Black a fucking star.
No,
he does not. He's already a fucking star. That's not trash. He just picked up some talent that nobody didn't see, that nobody saw. So 2.0, he can kind of do something with them. Shawn Spears, he can kind of do something with them. He doesn't have to make CM Punk a star. He doesn't have to make Daniel Bryan a star. He has to make Miro a star. These guys are already stars. They just needed a platform.
Yeah, and it's like 2.0 and Shawn Spears and everybody else that's still kind of finding their way. Shawn Spears at one point, he was still finding his way. He got there. He didn't know where he fits in. I mean, they were putting him with Cody in a feud with Cody. He was the chairman. He's this and that. The Tully Blanchard tried to help him find his way. All of a sudden, they paired him with Tully. Nobody knew what to do with him. Then he finds the Pinnacle. And now it seems like he is, and this is a great deal for him. I mean, he's getting over just by being associated with all these guys in the Pinnacle. But, I mean, look at where he was. Tony Khan gives these guys the foundation to get over, and I love that he gives them the opportunity where they never had any of that before. And you never know unless you try. You never know unless you go out there and do what you need to do in front of that fans if it's going to get over or not. And that's why I have such great respect for Tony Khan and what he does and how he treats everybody in that company. He has people working backstage as producers and agents and all this shit that legitimately fucking care about the growth of said performer. And when you have people like that working underneath you backstage during these shows, then it's going to show in someone like Shawn Spears. WWE doesn't have anybody like that in the company backstage working. They don't give a fuck about the talent. They're only told to do something because Vince wants it done that way, and they have no mind or voice of their own.
Yeah, from all the accounts that we can tell, the creative process in WWE goes more like, here's your script, here's what you're supposed to say, here's what you're doing, do it this way, go.
Yep.
And the process in AEW is you sit down with Tony Khan, you sit down with the producers, you sit down with your opponents, and you guys work out what you want to do in the match.
Well, but Bruce, I don't think that works that way. Bruce, can we change this? Nope. Vince wants it that way. Vince wants it that way. I'll go talk to him, and then Bruce never goes to talk to anybody, and he's going back to Vince's office. You see, Ricochet wants me to change this in the script. Fuck Ricochet. That's what they think of their talent. Fuck them.
You don't. How do you have somebody writing for you or producing your matches who don't know a lick about what you can do?
Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. This is a product of what AEW is and what they do for their talent. This Sammy Guevara Shawn Spears match, though short, it wasn't a fucking blowaway classic, but these two guys brought it. And Sammy's from Houston, if I'm not mistaken, correct? He's from the Texas area?
He's from Texas, definitely from Texas. Okay. I'm trying to remember if it's exactly Houston or not, but he's definitely from Texas.
Well, these two guys fucking brought it. They killed it. And this is going to be a foundation for them to really look back on and say, hey, maybe we could be more than what we're doing right now, where we are right now. This and these two guys work so well together. This was fucking awesome. And the show started off so great with the 2.0 attack on Moxley and Kingston and the Sting match with 2.0, the Texas Tornado match. It seemed like AEW was kind of feeling frisky in the first half an hour. Spears attacked Guevara during his ring entrance. Guevara was ready for him, though. Hit a really nice flip dive on the ramp to the ringside area. It looked beautiful. Guevara beat Spears down at ringside until he was sent and went flying into the ring steps. Tully gave Spears an assist spike pile driver on Guevara on the outside. So the match finally got started. The bell rang. Can't disqualify him. The bell hasn't rung yet, so that's what all happened there with Tully. The match finally started. Spears and Tully went for the pile driver again, but Tully then was ejected because the match had officially started now. Spears continued to beat down Guevara, taunted his new fiance on the outside. Guevara came back with an enziguri. Spears avoided the double springboard moonsault, traded chops against each other. We go to a small commercial break. Spears is setting up one of the barricades on the outside between the ring and the other security railing. So there's a barricade laying horizontally outside over the outside of the ring. So we got that there. Both were on the top rope. Spears flipped Guevara off. Guevara hit a top rope cutter, Jesse, which looked fucking absolutely picture perfect. Now, this would be good for a finish to a match, but it got only a near fall. What did you think about that move off the top rope? Were you like, that's got to be it?
That should have been it. I was a little bit thrown by that. I mean, for just a few reasons. Why is Shawn Spears kicking out of something like that?
I don't know. That made Randy Orton fucking happy tonight, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a stretch. And a move like that, I don't know too many people that can do that move.
No.
I mean, and so for that reason alone, if you get somebody who's in rare air as far as being able to do something like that, that should be the end of the match.
Well, I mean, I agree with you there, but it was only good for a near fall. Guevara then was, after that pinfall attempt, near fall, Spears counted a top rope Rana, and he turned that into an avalanche C4. So he got a near fall of his own there off of a top rope move of his finishing move. Guevara then escaped another C4 attempt on the apron and sent Spears through the barricade on the outside. It did not break. It only kind of bent slightly, but it looked like it sucked for Shawn Spears. And that was through the barricade with a Death Valley driver on the floor. So Guevara climbs to the top rope, rolls Spears back into the ring. Jesse, a 630 senton splash by Sammy Guevara, and Shawn Spears kicked out again. Now, I thought that should have been the end of the match, but again, like you said, why is Shawn Spears kicking out of something like that, and Sammy got it all? I don't get it. It's like the MJF fucking second rope tombstone, bro. Kick out.
Yeah, one move, there's one kick out too many.
Yeah. So I think they got to do a little bit better of a job. If you're going to put moves like that into a match, they really need to be fucking match-ending maneuvers. So in the center of the ring, Guevara pulled down his knee pad. He hit repeated knees to the face, and then he hit the GTH on Spears for the win. Excellent match. After the match, Guevara went over to his fiancée. They embraced and kissed, and that was pretty much it. Excellent match for these two guys. Loved it, and the crowd was super hot for it. Backstage, I'm sorry.
Do we have a conflict of finishers here when Punk comes in?
I don't know. If this was WWE, they probably would tell Sammy Guevara to find another finishing move.
Yeah.
I don't think Tony Khan's going to do that to Sammy Guevara, though.
No.
Shivani was interviewing Christian Cage, or about to at least, and then the prick, Don Callis, interrupted. Said it's going to be fantastic seeing him get his opportunity against Kenny Omega at All Out and have that 5-star match you've always wanted. Callis talked about how he knew Christian back then when he got started, or when his career started. He said, nothing has changed, so it's good to see him. Christian said Callis is not in his head, as he obviously thinks he is. He said that he's actually in Omega's head because he's going to take the AEW title at All Out. Christian said things never change because he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room, Don Callis, and he's actually a carny piece of shit. Christian walked away. Callis told Schiavone not to say anything, but Tony Schiavone in the background was laughing to himself at the Christian Cage comments towards Mr. Don Callis. So, Tony Schiavone's not done here. We got that, and we move on to Tony Schiavone in the ring with Dan Lambert, who was joined by Andre Arlovski and Junior Dos Santos from MMA fame. Now, he ranted about the rich and powerful being able to silence free speech and have open debates. He accused AEW jumping aboard the cancel culture train. He said AEW sent Lance Archer out last time he was on Dynamite to punch him and shut him up because they didn't want him to speak. He said AEW doesn't allow MMA fighters in wrestling rings, but he made one phone call to my friend Dana White, he says, and that solved it all. He told the locker room that if they're feeling froggy, come on out and jump. He said he doesn't expect anyone to accept that offer. He said he will instead finish what he was saying last time. Just because they love to show up and chant AEW, that doesn't mean they're a united group of hardcore fans celebrating with a new company. He called the AEW fans idiots. He said they're only there because their only option or other option is being back at their mom's house where they live playing Dungeons and Dragons and looking up weird stuff on the dark web. Archer made his way to the ring, comes out to little to no reaction, Jesse, which caught me by surprise. And then all of a sudden, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky attack him on the ramp. Ross says they were beating him like a quote-unquote government mule, which I don't think that line really fit into what they were doing to Lance Archer here. It looked a little lame, if you ask me. Lambert, Junior Dos Santos, and Andre were smiling in the ring as Archer was laying on the stage when this segment was over. Jesse, I got to ask why. And Lance Archer, again, is back in the middle of nothing. It looks like they're now throwing him after losing the IWGP United States Championship to Hiroshi Tanahashi. It looks like we may be getting Lance Archer feuding with Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky going into the pay-per-view. And the lack of reaction that he got coming out to shut this guy up, Jesse, was a little concerning.
I don't know where they're going with Lance Archer.
Me neither.
I have no idea what kind of direction they're going. I even texted you earlier. Where's Jake?
I don't know. I don't really know where Jake is. Maybe they're slowly but surely just taking him away from the act.
Well, that's not good, man. You got to tell us he's not in the act and tell us why. I mean, not like the real reason why, but give us a reason why he's not there.
I don't know, but, Lance Archer beating Moxley a couple of weeks back for that IWGP United States Championship, it looks like it was all for naught. Looking back at this segment tonight.
Yeah, I'm a little bit lost with Archer right now. I'm not too sure what's going on, but he does feel like he's losing a little bit of luster because he's bouncing around storylines. He's doing this, he's doing that. He lost Jake. I mean, we need some kind of direction here.
What do you think the problem is with him? Did they bring him in all wrong? Did they immediately bring him in, set him up for being this monster, and then I don't want to say the loss to Cody ruined him from day one and he never recovered, but it's certainly looking like that, Jesse, because it feels like when you get thrown into that and you don't deliver against a guy like Cody Rhodes, it seems like you're really doomed to never recover from that. And I don't think people want to like him. I want to take him seriously, and no matter what he says or what he does, it feels like it all fell flat after he lost to Cody Rhodes. Do you believe that at all?
I could see that. And I would love to sit here and blame it on that because we all know how much I really love Cody right now. But I mean,
we all know you're excited about that reality show, bro.
Yeah, they also had no follow up to him. So I mean, he could have eaten that L and maybe come back from it if they had some kind of direction with him. But they gave him that one, and they haven't really done anything with him. Before that, he was on the rise. He was hot.
You know what else ruined him, bro? The fucking instant feud and no follow-up, like you said, no follow-up after he lost to Miro at the last pay-per-view. Nothing. Yeah.
They just put him back on Dark and made him a killer again and just pretended it never happened.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think Lance Archer deserves a lot better. He's such a good wrestler, and he's got a dominant, stature about him. It's so crazy that someone like that is getting lost in the shuffle. And for all the fucking geeks out there, he's not getting lost in the shuffle because of all the names being brought in. He's getting lost in the shuffle because they just don't have good creative for him right now. That's the fucking problem.
Yeah, I'm seriously wondering where Jake is here right about now.
Maybe it's a COVID thing, man. Who knows? Maybe he's not on the road because of. And they were in Texas tonight, which is it could be a thing. Maybe it's a precautionary thing. They don't want him in a state where it's a little bit more lax than the usual.
Are you speculating?
I am indeed speculating about Jake the Snake Roberts.
You heard it here, confirmed. JD confirmed. Jake has COVID.
I didn't say that.
Nope, JD said it.
I said it was a precautionary thing for Tony Khan and AEW.
Clip it.
People were actually asking me, well, JD, how come you didn't cover Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks? What do you want me to say?
We don't fucking know.
We don't know, A, and B, WWE is still promoting them for SummerSlam, so as far as I'm concerned, we're getting the match at SummerSlam, and PW Insider reported today that they are cleared to go, so we're getting the match. So for everybody that's reporting that Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair are out for so-and-so reason, you look like a bunch of idiots. Now I get the chance to call you out. Great. I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it.
Could be anything. Remember, Sasha has a fucking Brock Lesnar fucking deal. She can work whatever the fuck she wants to.
She can do whatever she wants as far as I'm concerned.
Maybe she didn't want to work a house show.
Chris Jericho was cutting a promo backstage, and he was talking about facing MJF later in the 5th Labor of Jericho. Talked about what he had to go through as far as the labors. Says tonight he gets the ultimate prize, MJF one-on-one right here in Houston. He said tonight, even if he doesn't have Judas or the Judas Effect, he has 5,000 friends of Jericho who will send him to the ring singing Fozzy. Said MJF isn't as good as he thinks he is, and tonight he gets revenge. He said he'll beat his bitchy little ass tonight. Let me take a look at the chat. Let's see what we got. We got 2,400 people in the chat. Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for making us undoubtedly number one this evening in the IWC as it pertains to Dynamite. This is, of course, without question, the number one rated and ranked Dynamite podcast after Dynamite goes off the air. There's nobody else that does it like we do here on Off the Script. Guys, hit that thumbs up. We got 912 likes right now. We need that over 1,000, man. We got 2,400 people in here. There should be at least 1,500 likes on this video right now. Super chats are also open. Get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. I got my cold beverage. I may need another one, but get them on in. We'll hang out at the end of the show. And if you guys want to become a member of this fine establishment, man, if you guys want to sit VIP with me back there, you guys know what to do. Hit that join button down below. You guys are going to be able to get yourself some custom emojis, man. I spoke to my design team. We're looking at a late September release for these emojis. They're backed up because they're a busy guy, a bunch of guys, man. So we're going to get them in about a month's time. So they're going to be awesome. So if you guys want to join in, you'll have access to that as soon as they roll out. I appreciate you guys very much. And also the show today, remember, sponsored by Dr. Squatch, drsquatch.com. Use code SCRIPT at checkout. Jesse, the AEW Tag Team Championships were on the line. The Young Bucks, the Bucks of Youth, Matt and Nick Jackson, versus the Jurassic Express. This is Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. They came out with Marco Stunt. This was one hell of a tag team title match that had a finish that was legitimately all over the place. This was fantastic, and I love Jurassic Express as a tag team, and I looked tonight at what they were doing, and it's almost they had a renewed sense of energy, and it might be what you discussed earlier, that all this excitement surrounding the company right now. They came out there live in front of Houston, Texas, 5,000, 6,000 people in that venue tonight against the top tag team on the planet right now, and they fucking killed it. They looked the best I think that I've seen them in a very long time tonight. Man,
again, I tweeted it. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but it just feels like everybody in that locker room came out like they're competing for pay-per-view checks or something, man. Yeah. And they did additional high spots more than they normally would for TV. I mean, the intensity of each move. I mean, the promos, everything was. It seems like, I mean, it felt like a go home show.
Yeah, it really
felt
did.
It felt like a legit go home show.
Well, I love this match tonight. This was all over the place. The ending was a little a little AEW-ish with all the interferences, but I promise you it made sense because Tony Khan has had enough of all of the elite just doing what they want. So we'll get into that in just a second. But we go to commercial break. We'll pick it up after the commercial break. Jungle Boy hit a rebound lariat, reached Luchasaurus for the hot tag. So the big man comes in. Luchasaurus fought off both Matt and Nick. He ate a corner knee before escaping a follow-up bulldog and hit a double clothesline. Nick fought out of a choke slam and then hit an enziguri, but Luchasaurus crotched him over the ropes. Jungle Boy hit a huge superplex off of Luchasaurus' shoulders for a near fall. That looked great. Brandon Cutler, I don't watch being the elite like Jesse does every week. I catch it every now and then, and I don't watch Dark, and I don't see all the skits and all that shit, but I got to give Brandon Cutler credit, Jesse. He plays the most insufferable fucking nerdy geek, and he does it so great, man. So, I mean, to be put in that role as the type of guy that he's got to play, that role that he's got to play, I mean, he's doing some great work just being in that role.
He is. He's fucking annoying and nerdy. Yeah. And he's put in the perfect spots to do what he does best. I mean, which again, how can you get mad about that? He's not in the main event picture. He's not always on TV, but when he shows up, it's funny, it makes sense, and I have no problems with it at all. To me, Cutler seems a lot like R-Truth. Yeah. I mean, in the sense of everybody loves Truth. Loves Truth. Nobody wants to see him in the main event, going after Roman Reigns. But in the few spots that they have him in, he's comical and he's fucking great at it,
Yeah, and I know he tried his hand on Dark during the pandemic shows, and he was working singles, and he came out looking like the God of War. And I don't think he would have really amounted to much of anything on Dynamite, being solo by himself and going for a singles run. But he's with the biggest group in all pro wrestling right now. He's with the AEW World Champions, with the AEW Tag Team Champions. He's by association just as important as anybody else on that roster because of who he's standing next to every single week. And it's great.
Yeah, I agree.
It's great. So he tried to interfere, and he was there, but Luchasaurus obviously seen it coming, so he had that scattered. Luchasaurus hit a tail whip, cyclone kick, a double choke slam on both Bucks before an assisted cutter. That got a great near fall as Jungle Boy ran interference with a tope suicida. This was all over the place. Bucks countered Jurassic Express's finishing move and hit a double super kick on Jungle Boy. They hit an indie taker on Jungle Boy for a great near fall. Marco Stunt then tried to fire up Jungle Boy, but Kenny Omega nailed him with a chair. Distractions were about to happen here all over the place. Bucks used the chair to win, but Christian tried to use the chair to win, but Christian ran out, fought Omega to the back. Jungle Boy hit a brain buster on the chair. Not really as good as Christian hit the kill switch on Kenny Omega. Good, but he nailed the brain buster on the chair. Nick broke up the pin on Matt right at the last second. And I don't know if I've ever seen this move, Jesse. Correct me if you've seen it before. Maybe I wasn't really paying close enough attention. Jurassic Express hit the Thoracic Express, their finisher. I didn't think that this was their finisher, but apparently it is. I don't know where I've been, but I think I might have seen this move for the first time tonight. That was one of the most prettiest fucking moves I think I've seen ever. The way he flipped. The way who the fuck? It was on Matt Jackson. Luchasaurus flipped Matt Jackson into a sit-out powerbomb, and Jungle Boy caught him perfectly.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I never seen that before. I'm like, what? Where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah, no, I missed that one too. I don't know if they've done it before on Dark, but I've missed that one. That was
holy shit! I need to see more of that, man. That was awesome. So that was broken up. Jungle Boy fought off all of the cornermen for Luchasaurus in a moonsault on the outside to take them all out. Nick pushed Matt out of a backslide, and the Bucks immediately turned it into a BTE trigger for the win. And Luchasaurus could not make it back in time to break that up. So the Young Bucks retained the Tag Team Championships. After the match, the Elite beat down Jurassic Express and Christian. Callis got a stomp in for good measure. He hurt his foot doing so. And Omega hit the one-winged angel on Christian, while Don Callis made the mock counts, giving Kenny Omega his quote-unquote unofficial victory over Christian Cage after losing the Impact title on Friday's Rampage. Jesse, this was fucking great. And due to all the interference, it is now looking like we're getting an eliminator tournament. So we got Varsity Blondes. That's where my fucking head's at. Not the movie geeks. Varsity Blondes versus the team of Penta and Phoenix. And then we got Jurassic Express versus Private Party on Friday's Rampage, kicking this thing off. The Lucha team, Pentagon and Phoenix, will happen on Wednesday's Dynamite against the Varsity Blondes. This will result in the winners of this tournament, the winner of this tournament, going to wrestle the Bucks at All Out inside a steel cage, the AEW Tag Team Championships. I love this. And Jesse, they could go multiple ways with this, and I don't know which way I like better. So let's discuss right now. We could get the obvious rematch of Jurassic Express, but I don't know what that would do. But I think the Jurassic Express one possibility kind of lends itself to maybe, let me get your thoughts on this, maybe turning Luchasaurus on Jungle Boy and having the team broken up while Jungle Boy goes on a solo run. We get Luchasaurus turning heel and going rogue here. What do you think about that?
I could see that. I'm not gonna lie, I really don't give a shit what they do as far as the outcome and everything else, because it feels like it would all make sense.
It would.
It would. I mean, it feels like it would all work. You know, if they lost again, I mean, it could become the lovable loser story. If Luchasaurus turns, it makes sense. You know, he was supposed to be the star, and Jungle Boy, is taking the spotlight. Only thing I'm a little bit unsure about there is I'm not sure how a Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy feud would go.
Yeah.
Because of the size difference and everything else. I mean, who's gonna put who over? I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of that one right away.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I mean, it could even go down and boil down to, how many times have they gotten a tag team championship opportunity and they haven't really won the big one? It could be a situation where Luchasaurus blames Jungle Boy, and he took the pinfall loss tonight. Luchasaurus blaming Jungle Boy for all of his downfalls, and I could be a lot higher if I was without you and this and that. I mean, it's there if they wanted to explore it, but I don't know how likely that is.
Yeah, I mean, that is the team right now that I would stray away from breaking up. It just seems like they have way too much to accomplish before you think about breaking them up. And I'm more worried about the issue of how do you feud these two and who goes over in what way. So yeah. For right now, I would keep them together.
What about the Varsity Blondes? I know Tony Khan has been big on them, and I loved how they have matured into the team that they are right now. Obviously, there's still much more room for growth, but how would it look if Tony Khan puts the belts on them and they're the team to take down the Bucks, man? What that would do for those two guys?
No. That's way too soon.
Okay, all right. I'm just throwing these things at you. How about Penta and Phoenix, bro? I was thinking about this. If you do Penta and Phoenix taking the belts off of the Bucks and they're in a steel cage match, and we got this Andrade Pac match looming at All Out, and I would assume, and we'll talk about it in just a second because it's in my my things to talk about. What if Andrade beats Kenny Omega for the AAA championship and Penta Phoenix win the tag team championships? How good would that group look? This new Mexican mafia, per se, with Andrade being the AAA mega champion, and then Pentagon and Phoenix, the Lucha Brothers, holding the AEW Tag Team Championships. Wouldn't that solidify them as the new fucking power group in AEW? How great would they look together?
That would be fantastic. But, I mean, he's already lost to Omega for the AAA, though.
I know, but according to what I'm reading, that we may get the match happening again.
You're gonna get it again?
Yeah.
I could see that, or putting getting the U.S. title onto Andrade at some point.
Yep.
But I don't know. I wouldn't do that with the U.S. title or with the tag titles, because I'm looking at those trios titles coming, and this is just the perfect trios tag team champions right about now.
I get that. I was going to go into that. I mean, it wouldn't be a long run for the Lucha Brothers, because maybe they take the championships and they drop them right to Santana and Ortiz when they get done with FTR. Maybe it happens in New York City, and those two teams have one hell of a history coming from Impact, and then you could do the Trios Championships with Lucha Brothers and Andrade.
Yeah, that would be nice. I wouldn't do that, though, because the Bucks are on a humongous run with those titles right now. So whoever dethrones them need to be the new kings of the mountain for a while.
Yeah, and this is exactly. That's where I was going with this. The Bucks have this aura about them, bro. It's almost as if, I don't want to say it's Roman Reigns-esque, but it's kind of getting there. I mean, I don't think there are any teams right now that really should be taking them down. And unless Tony Khan is absolutely sure that he's got two new kings of that tag team division that are going to hold those belts for a very long time, I would not even think about taking the belts off them, period.
Which, I mean, yeah. So the Bucks have been, I mean, just as big as, they've been just huge pricks. I mean, it's just big as they could be, and they've had long reigns. So what does that mean? That means their reign is holding a lot of essence behind it, and there's a babyface team who needs to be super over to dethrone these assholes and get all of that shit thrown onto them. So Jurassic Express, I mean, to me right now, with everything going on, it seems that they would be the best candidates. Nobody's more over than fucking Jungle Boy right now.
No.
Nobody. Maybe Darby, that's about it. But that's about it. Nobody's more over than this guy. So put the titles on them. These guys can easily be, and that'll put Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus even more over as baby faces because they beat the fucking Young Bucks. Dude. Yeah,
and this is exactly what we talked about on day one, bro. Everybody was like, well, why don't we put the titles on Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy coming out of the tag team title tournament? And it went to SCU. And then people complain when the Bucks hold the championships. All the EVPs are giving themselves all the championships. But look at where the Bucks are now. Look at where the Elite is now. Look at where Omega is now. Look at where those titles are now because of where they are. And this is what I said from day one. Now you look at a team like Jurassic Express. If they beat the Bucks at where the Bucks are now, they're at final boss like fucking level on hard difficulty. When someone takes them down, that's it. You're over. You're the new kings. Those titles have so much value and worth behind them now, and they're going to the next team. And everything about that team that beats the Bucks is going to be enhanced because of where they are now. People don't want to wait. It's patience.
Hey, as we're talking about tag teams and in AEW, the Briscoes and FTR are feuding on Twitter right now.
Really?
Yeah.
About
Big
what?
Time.
About what?
Briscoes cut a promo. Somebody said that they're talking about you guys, referring to FTR. FTR said, no, the fuck they're not. Trust me. And the Briscoes pretty much said, fuck you guys. Here we are. The Briscoes said, listen, big guy, your bosses were our bitches for years. Sit the fuck down.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Do we have Ring of Honor walking through the forbidden door?
Man, let me tell you something, dude. The Briscoes walk into AEW and this shit is over for me. That's it. That's it. Briscoes, new tag champs. Fuck.
As if they didn't have the best tag team division on the planet already, bro.
Man, fuck Jurassic Express. The fucking Briscoes come in. Oh, man, that's...
Listen, I don't know who it is, man, but one of them's dating or married to Red Velvet, so, I mean, it would make sense.
Really?
Yeah.
These guys are fucking great, man. I don't know how they're not already in AEW.
Listen, I don't
know. Since I've always been a fan of the fucking Briscoes. They don't get the exposure they need, man.
Man, listen, they could go anywhere they want with the name value that they've built up for themselves and all the hard work that they put into what they do. I mean, obviously you're not going to go to WWE if you're a tag team. You'll be fucking shot dead right there as soon as you walk in. But it goes to show you how loyal they've been to that entire fucking company, man. Those are two class acts right there.
Yeah, I don't understand why they're still here. I don't understand why. Well, I understand why. I mean, contracts exist.
Yeah.
But people like that, Flip Gordon will be... Imagine Flip Gordon and Sammy Guevara in the tag team.
Flip Gordon and Sammy Guevara.
Man,
I'm not seeing it. What are you talking about?
They need Flip Gordon over here. They need the fucking Briscoes over here. They need...
Fuck Flip Gordon, bro. What are you talking about?
Oh, fucking Flip Gordon's great, man. Flip, and they also need what's her name? Jordan
Grace. Yeah, she wants to walk through the forbidden door like we talked about last week.
She's doing a lot of
Britt Baker called out Deonna Purrazzo. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's dude, the forbidden door is real, man. It is real. I don't know who the fuck Jonah, aka Bronson Reed, is going. This guy has been teasing everything from fucking Miro to fucking it seems like Kenny and then New Japan and Hiroshi. I mean, he doesn't care. Just put him on any show.
Who? Bronson Reed.
Hey,
Jonah Rock, bro. Get it right.
Jonah. This guy, he knows where he's going. He's fucking.
Of course he knows where he's going. Of course he knows where he's going. Miro doesn't have an opponent, bro. All Out. By the time All Out gets here, he'll be without a 30-day clause, so he could go wherever he wants. Maybe Miro holds an open contract or open challenge at All Out.
That's crazy, man. That is fucking crazy. Maybe it's Adam Cole.
Maybe it's Adam Cole.
Maybe it's Adam Cole.
Adam Cole versus Miro? I don't know, bro. I don't know if I'm having Adam Cole beat Miro on night one.
Nah, what if Adam Cole shows up on Dynamite next week?
He could very well do that.
He could.
Adam Cole, baby.
He could. They should run commercials for TNT wants commercials. They should run an ad for Adam Cole debuting at Dynamite at fucking Raw.
I don't. Adam Cole and Raw in the same sentence, bro. You're gonna put me in a bad mood. Come on. Adam Cole's smarter than that, man.
Hey, he's keeping his channel, man. Maybe Vince gave him his channel.
Yes, all over Cesaro and AJ Styles and Randy. Oh, yeah, sure thing. Yeah. Vince McMahon bent the knee for fucking Adam Cole, right? Give me a break.
All he has to do is make Adam Cole's channel a WWE channel.
Adam Cole is not wanted by Vince McMahon.
No, he's not.
Come on. That guy goes to Raw, he's going right to catering, and then he's got no Twitch channel.
No, he tried to get what he wanted. Vince got pissed, told him to get out. Then he fired fucking Bobby Fish.
Oh, I like this guy on a personal level. Sure you do.
Then he fired his fucking friend. Yeah.
Yep. Anyway.
Same day.
We got this Kenny Omega situation, bro. This was in the news. I didn't watch the match. I didn't watch Triple Mania. I heard about it. I seen Ric Flair chopping Omega. I seen Ric Flair with the fucking figure four on Conan. I seen it on social media. But Kenny Omega was the winner of this match. He beat Andrade at Triple Mania in the main event. AEW apparently nixed the Kenny Omega losing to Andrade at Triple Mania. This was the real story, reported by Dave Meltzer, everybody's favorite journalist in the IWC, on Wrestling Observer Radio. He says this, and I quote, "The original idea was that Andrade was going to win the championship. That was AAA's idea. Then AEW said originally that they would prefer that not to happen. It was not a thing. It was like, okay, no problem, but a lot changed at the very end. The idea is that they, AEW, didn't want Omega to be losing the championship, any championship, before he lost the AEW championship." Now, I'm going to stop there. This is what we've been saying for months, bro. We didn't want Omega to lose because the first title he should lose is the AEW championship, being that is the most important. That's the thing that I went on. I believe you said the same thing. But Meltzer here is saying they didn't want Omega to be losing the championship, any championship, before he lost the AEW championship. So we just watched on Rampage him losing the Impact championship to Christian via a fuck finish. But according to Meltzer, that's what AEW wanted. I don't understand it.
I think it must have said something like they didn't want him to lose 2 championships back to back like that or something.
That's what I was getting to. But I mean, it says Meltzer says that they didn't want Omega to be losing the championship, any championship, before he lost the AEW title. But he's already lost one of those championships on Friday at Rampage.
Yeah, that made no sense.
So this outcome, when I had tweeted it, as soon as the match was over, it made me look back at the Christian match, and I'm very confused at what was going on here because it didn't make any more sense at all. In fact, it actually made things worse. But then you got people telling me, and Meltzer's pretty much kind of giving me justification on what I was originally thinking. You know, Omega's run at 720-something days unpinned or whatnot, hasn't been pinned. It's not about Kenny Omega not being pinned. It's not about Kenny Omega losing. But, I mean, he's the world champion. He's world champion in multiple promotions. I don't understand why you would take one of the lesser titles and have him lose when he's still the AEW championship, unless there's a story behind him going down this fucking hole of just depression and he just has a complete attitude change where he desperately tries to cling on for dear life to the AEW Championship and will do whatever he has to do to keep it because it's his most prized possession. Even that I would take, but it doesn't still, at the end of the day, make the most sense, because if you want Kenny Omega to be the best champion on the fucking planet, then he needs to lose once, and the first title he should lose is that AEW Championship. I don't think a lot of people really understood where I was coming from with this. One loss, and it kind of tarnishes what he's done. He loses once, it should be for the AEW Championship, and then all the other championships kind of fall in line after that. Don't you agree?
Yeah. I'm seeing people in the chat say it was Conan's call, it was Triple A's call, it was Tony Khan's call. AEW has final creative control over all Kenny Omega's outcomes, all this title promotions. That's just done. That's not even in debate. So, but I'm a little bit confused. Here's the thing. If the call was made to have Kenny win, then that means the initial call was to have Kenny lose. Because I mean, Triple A must have been in the belief that Andrade was going to be winning it.
AAA, I'm gonna follow up what you just said. I don't think AAA knew the plans for Christian to win the Impact Championship. So Andrade may have been slated to win this match before AEW decided to give Christian the Impact Championship, and they weren't filled in on everything. Right.
That's what I'm getting at. I think the plan was for Kenny to drop to Andrade and everything else, but it seemed like the plan changed when they decided to give Christian the Impact title. Yeah. Now they're looking back and saying, okay, well, now we can't have Kenny lose both titles back to back. We're going to have to change the AAA outcome.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly the story here. So I don't understand why people are making such a big deal about this. We just uncovered it all right here. So Meltzer said, so the basic gist of it, because you don't want your world champion losing in another promotion, that's kind of one of the deals with major championships. But because of the way things happened, and the fact that they needed to get Christian Cage over for this pay-per-view main event, the decision was made for Christian Cage to win the Impact and TNA championships from Omega on Rampage. So once that happened, everything was different again. It was not just the day after, it was since that was known, things were different. Essentially what happened is that there was plenty of talk, and in the end, it was AAA. AAA did come to the decision to keep the championship on Kenny Omega. Clearly, they had a part in it, but Tony Khan, like Jesse said, is the one who says, done deal, and that's it. You listen to Tony Khan, this is your AEW champion, you go by what TK has to say. What happened was that Omega got there and found out about Ric Flair. The Ric Flair thing, even though it was kept a complete secret, it was known ever since he was released that he was gonna probably immediately go to Andrade and be in Mexico with him. But I don't know who in AEW may have known or didn't know, but I know Omega didn't know. And when he got there and found out Ric Flair was going to be there, which was the first thing he knew, he was like, let's change the championship. Ric Flair, getting him involved, that would be a great story. So they kind of pitched that, and Tony Khan was fine with Omega losing at that point. But then Dorian Roldan, the AAA owner, made the call that he wanted Omega to win, because the next championship match, whatever it is, it may be Omega and Psycho Clown. I am not sure of that, but there were things that hinted at that, so that could be what it is. They wanted to do that match, the one that they had already planned with Omega, so in the end, it was Triple A's decision, end quote. There's a lot to really unpack here. I think following the entire discussion that we just had, Jesse, and we kind of broke it down pretty brilliantly here, going back to the Christian Cage match with Kenny Omega, Tony Khan was pretty much backed into a corner here because he has this match for All Out, and nobody's really going into an All Out show wanting to see a Christian Cage dry as hell, no championship on him, go wrestle Kenny Omega. It's a very predictable outcome for the AEW championship. So I think he made an executive decision there, which kind of backfired, and then he took it into Mexico, and then they had to scramble for a last-minute decision. The only reason why Christian Cage won the championship is for two reasons. Number one, you're not going to have Kenny Omega go to Impact and drop a fucking Impact championship and have your AEW champion lose on another brand's promotion. That's never going to fucking happen in 1,000 lifetimes. Number two, they figured, let's make this match with Christian Cage important or feel special at All Out. Let's give him the Impact championship. We do it in a fuck finish. Now Christian's got some momentum. He's got a world championship going into this match with Kenny Omega. He looks a little bit more believable. Maybe it'll open up the fans' eyes that he could beat Kenny Omega at the pay-per-view. Now it's a champion versus champion match, but in the end, it's going to result in the same outcome as Kenny Omega is going to win the match and retain the championship. So the point that I'm trying to make is Kenny Omega is never going to drop an Impact championship in Impact to an Impact wrestler. Kenny Omega is not going to drop whatever other championship he has in another promotion to another wrestler. It's all going to be done on Dynamite. If we get this match with Andrade, he's losing to Andrade on Dynamite or a pay-per-view, whatever it is, and he's going to drop it to Andrade, who's a contracted AEW employee, on Dynamite, on an AEW show, and then Andrade is going to take it to AAA and do what he's got to do over there because it's better for him to do it than Omega losing over there.
That's a way to look at it, too. I don't know. I think this whole decision to put the title on Christian Cage, the Impact title, is really messing a lot of shit up right now. So I don't know where that decision came from or why it came from, but the way I look at it, to me, if you're gonna win our world title, and take it away from our promotion and be a Brock Lesnar to our promotion, you need to drop it to somebody in our promotion. That's the way I'm thinking about it. If I'm AAA, if I'm Impact, I mean, that's cool to have your, world champion to be Kenny Omega and take it around and prance around with it on TV. But what good does it do you if he doesn't lose it to someone who's one of your regular talents?
And that's the point I'm trying to make to everybody, bro. Everybody's like, oh, this is a good thing, and they're trying to come up with solid solutions about why this happened. If Kenny Omega lost the AEW championship to Paige whenever it was supposed to happen, or whoever it's going to be, on a major AEW pay-per-view, and then he went to those other promotions and lost those championships on an Impact, on a AAA, to Impact roster, to a AAA roster, it wouldn't look as bad as it does now. That's the fucking problem. If he lost to Paige first, then he can go wrestle a Sammy, he could go wrestle a Moose, and he can go wrestle anybody on Impact show, do it on Dynamite for all I fucking care. Impact has no ratings for themselves every week. Why don't you get those wrestlers on your show and have him, or whoever it is, take that title from Omega on Dynamite? I don't mind him losing to Impact wrestlers, but it's got to be done strategically. The championship, the AEW championship, should have been the one that he lost first. Everything else would have been so much easier after that.
Yeah. It does feel like it's coming to a big clusterfuck right now with Kenny and these titles. It probably felt like a great idea when they did it, but they probably didn't have an ending to the belt collector gimmick when they started it. No. They're probably going to go off the fly and everything else. And again, it still feels like it's a good thing for these other promotions, because how bad can it be to have your world title displayed on national television by Kenny Omega? But again, what good is it if he doesn't take those eyes to one of your pay-per-views while he puts over one of your top stars?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that point too. I mean, you could look at it the other way too. What good is it for anybody, really, if you don't follow through with what should have been done here? To be honest with you, I mean, that was the whole gist of it. That's exactly where we thought it was going. It was going to be Kenny Omega putting over this championship or this promotion's world championship and putting over that show and that brand. I mean, what good is it if Kenny Omega goes over there and AEW wasn't even promoting anything Impact? So what good would it be for Kenny Omega to go over there and lose to somebody over there when there's no promotion behind it? I just felt like everybody kind of dropped the ball on this.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a sticky situation here.
Well, that's the gist of it, folks. I mean, again, if AEW had Kenny Omega lose first the AEW championship, not only would it have made a lot more sense, his unbeaten streak would have, I guess, kind of accounted for a little bit more than it does now, because he lost to fucking Christian Cage, of all people, only to sell this match, which Christian Cage is inevitably going to lose. I don't understand it, but that's what happened there, and I know you guys wanted me to talk about it because I haven't mentioned it at all since the weekend show, and we'll look forward to what happens with Omega going into the pay-per-view. I mean, there's nothing really else to talk about as far as Kenny Omega, but Ric Flair, Jesse, more now than ever, is probably ending up with AEW.
Yeah, man, he's on the AEW hype train.
I mean, he was trending for all the wrong reasons tonight, and I don't really want to talk about what I saw on social. It wasn't Ric Flair, by the way, but
it looked like him.
People thinking it was Ric Flair were rather disturbing. Yes.
No, the disturbing part was the person who they was on the receiving end. That was fucking disturbing.
Listen, man, I heard it was on the LIRR here in New York City, man. I'm not surprised it happened in my town.
Fucking sick people, man. Are they fucking into incest?
I don't know, man. Whatever the case may be. Paul White, he was brought to the ring by Tony Schiavone. Paul White is out there. Well, actually, he's out there, and this was the follow-up to what happened on last week's show. Excalibur says they are glad to have him as one of their broadcast colleagues. White walked out, and he yelled that it's amazing to be back in the ring after last week. He said he's so hyped up. He's talking about sending Aaron Solo for a ride he'll never forget last week. He's talking about that. And he says he has a huge announcement, and he was interrupted by QT Marshall. He walked onto the stage and said, "Houston, we have a problem." Great, QT. Thank you for the lame joke. I appreciate you, bro. A really big-ass problem, he says. So he was there with Aaron Solo and the rest of the factory. Says he doesn't know how it's been for the first 4 decades of his career, but here in AEW, they don't hype things. They don't hype things that are going to let the fans down. They don't not deliver, he pretty much was insinuating. Nice choice of words there by QT Marshall, Jesse, don't you think?
It seemed to be very select words. So well, we should not be let down, right?
Yeah, well, they don't hype things only to let the fans down, right? We'll see that on Friday when fucking Shane McMahon comes out on Dynamite and says to everybody that he's bought the promotion from Tony Khan.
Man, that would, bro, look, let me tell you something. If Tony Khan had secretly got a deal with Vince and they're getting ready to open the forbidden door with WWE and AEW and Shane McMahon comes out, I would mark the fuck out.
So would I.
I would.
So would I.
I would mark the fuck out. Speaking of marking out, you see the text I just sent you?
I did not. Let me see. Cultaholic. Why are you showing me these UK geeks? Let me see. WWE's Eva Marie wants Brock Lesnar to join Evolution.
There you go. Confirmed.
I want Eva Marie to join the unemployment line. Thank you for sending
Brock Lesnar, Eva, and almost said it, Piper Niven. Look at that.
Who? I don't know who you're talking about, bro. You got to speak in WWE language, bro. Who are you talking about?
Nope, I don't know that language, man.
Drop. Do drop.
I don't know. They could be setting up a match with Eva and Brock, man. Who knows?
Which Brock? Mini-Me or the actual Lesnar? Who? Parker Bordeaux? Who?
Brock Anderson.
Brock Anderson.
Who, by the way, looks nothing like his father.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
We'll get to him in a second. He's got a death wish coming to him next week. White said that that is not what he's going to do. Marshall said they forgive him for what he did last week. White then was mocking Mr. QT, saying that he'll sleep better knowing that. Then he invited them into the ring. Marshall said there's a reason Tony Khan hired him as an announcer and not a pro wrestler. White says he's starting to get upset a little bit at what QT is saying about him. Marshall said that in his backstage role in AEW, he's privileged to learn a lot of information. He asked Keith Mitchell to put a photo on the screen, and we see x-rays of 3 medically implanted devices into Big Show's hip, Paul White's hip, and a 14-inch scar from his surgery, which showed part of his left ass cheek, which I'll get to in a second, because this was brought up. He says he had 5 operations in 18 months just to try to have the quality of life he once had. He said it's heroic he's still standing in front of them. A miracle before our very eyes, said QT. He told the fans to show some respect to him. White asked if he thought it was a good idea to show pictures of his hip and my beautiful big ass on national TV, says Paul White. He said the
funniest thing I ever heard him say.
Yeah. He said the hip surgeries won't limit him if he wants to do something to him. He then revealed he actually spoke to Tony Khan. Tony Khan granted him a match at All Out against QT Marshall, and Marshall got all wide-eyed and could not believe what he was hearing. Jesse, you and I, bro, get to watch a Big Show match on September 5th, man. How fucking lucky are we?
It was the worst episode of Dynamite I've ever seen.
I gotta watch Paul White on a fucking pay-per-view, man. Who asked for this? Who asked for this?
In Chicago.
Why?
They might get booed, dude.
All the WWE fans, the fucking haters, man, they were justified tonight. Look, Tony Khan hires WWE has-beens. Then he's putting them on pay-per-view and giving them a match with bro, if this match doesn't last fucking 90 seconds, I'm going to be fucking... as soon as it hits 91 seconds, bro, I'm going off.
I don't know, man. I hope he gets seats close to concessions, bro.
I don't know. I feel like they're going to be a bunch of people at concessions, man.
I know, United Center's pretty fucking big, man. Oh, no, we're at the Now Center for that. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Man, we're
yeah. Yeah.
Why?
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Well, we're getting a big show.
What's his favorite chant? Please retire. That's what I'm gonna be chanting.
Yeah. And he ain't gonna get that in Chicago.
No, fuck that. I don't care. Fuck him. He still get me blocked on Twitter anyway. Let me see if he unblocked me.
I don't think I'm blocked.
He blocked me years ago.
I don't know what you said and I didn't say, man.
I don't know either, man.
Listen, man, I could be talking to my Paul White he could be moving like Rey Mysterio on fucking September 5th. I have no fucking idea.
Him and X-Pac and Michael Cole and JBL, they all blocked me at one time.
JBL had me blocked ever since I called him out for Moro and Arlo.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got this match at All Out, folks. I mean, just choose whichever beer you want on September 5th, bro, and go to the concessions. That's where I'll be. Maybe we'll take a picture. Maybe I'll sign an autograph. Maybe I'll shake a hand. Anything's better than watching Paul White in the ring. This is probably the reason why Tony Schiavone has me blocked on Twitter.
Blocked?
Yeah.
Schiavone blocked you?
Yeah.
Oh, man, what a piece of shit. What'd you do to piss off fucking
From
Tony?
one Braves fan to another, Tony. What happened? I don't get it, man.
Let's see. Schiavone. I'm following Schiavone. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, you're good.
I'm good.
That makes one of us.
I'd rather be blocked by Big Show than fucking Tony Schiavone, man.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Anyway. We got Jade Cargill. Promo aired with Jade Cargill and Mark Sterling. They accepted a match on Rampage against Kiera Hogan, which we talked about before. Jesse, Jade Cargill was, I guess, screenshotted on social media this past week about a match on Dark. Have you watched Dark lately?
Yeah.
Jade Cargill wrestled on Dark as of late?
Yeah, she did.
How has she looked? Because what I saw did not look good, bro. It did not look good.
I think she was fine. Who's her opponent again? I don't remember.
Some nobody. I don't know. No, it wasn't Kiera Hogan.
It wasn't Kiera Hogan.
No.
I don't remember who it was, but keep in mind, man, with these dark matches, it could be the opponent as well.
It could be. It looked like it was the opponent, too.
Yeah.
These nobodies, these indie talents.
But when we saw Jade on live TV, she looked fucking great.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Not really.
Like that.
Yeah, I'm not really too concerned about that.
Yeah.
So she's going to be on Rampage, and this is exactly what the foundation and the stage of Rampage is going to do. Give people like Jade Cargill a time in front of now the United Center on Friday night. This is going to be a major match for her, you know?
Yeah.
Biggest crowd that she's wrestled in, so good for her.
The biggest crowd, and not only that, I mean, it's gonna be the smartest crowd. They're gonna judge her ass right there in the middle of that ring.
Yeah.
And she'll know by the end of that match if she performed or not.
Taz was in the middle of the ring with his son Hook, and he called Ricky Starks to the ring. So Ricky Starks strutted out, cut a promo, called Brian Cage out. But then we seen on the big screen that powerhouse Will Hobbs was standing over a beaten down Cage, trash talking him, and then they started brawling. Ricky Starks immediately said, take the screen off, take the visual of these guys fighting off, blah, blah, blah. He ran to the back. I don't know what happened with this. I don't really know why I should care about this. Did you find any interest in this? I don't know.
No.
Just another segment to fill a 2-hour show. That's all it was.
Give everybody a shot.
Yeah. Pac was backstage with the Lucha Bros and Alex Abrahantes. He asked what a man like Andrade El Idolo stands against him, or stands against a man like him. Andrade and Chavo walked in. Andrade said if Pac wants a match against him, they have to agree with their conditions. So they handed Tony Schiavone a giant stack of papers with the AEW insignia on the front page, apparently with their demands and stipulations. Pac wanted no part of it. No part of it at all. But I want a part of what they produce in the ring on September 5th. Absolutely. Penelope Ford versus Thunder Rosa. Not much to this. Rosa is awesome. Penelope Ford, not so much. She's But this was Thunder Rosa in Texas, where she makes her residence, I do believe. And I believe she runs Mission Pro Wrestling out of Texas as well. She came out donning the Texas flag all over her ring attire, which looked great. And she wins via not the Thunder Driver, or whatever she calls it, the Fire Thunder Driver, but she won it with a tap out, Jesse. She won it with a tap out, and Rosa forced Ford to tap out. That was pretty much all of the match that I remember. Not really much to it, but it certainly looks like they're building Thunder Rosa up, getting her wins, getting her some momentum because of that inevitable clash of the Titans. Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker happening, bro. DMD's going down when the day comes.
Are we getting it all out?
No, we're getting Statlander.
Oh, that's right. We're getting Statlander out. Oh, we can't go wrong here, man.
And my new boo, Jamie Hayter. She's number 2 behind Tony, by the way. Don't tell anybody.
Oh, God. I'll keep it a secret.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Tony will be fine. Apparently, she got something better to do these days.
Who?
I don't know where the fuck she is.
Oh, Tony Storm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 4 weeks now without Tony Storm on SmackDown, folks. Why bring her up from NXT? I don't get it, bro. She's blonde.
She's blonde. I don't know, man.
She's curvy, bro. What's the problem?
She is.
She's a looker, man.
She is definitely not my wife, so I don't care.
But I'm talking about her in-ring ability, bro.
Me too.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Maybe we should ask Juice where she is.
Oh, come on, Mom.
Yo, Juice, what happened, bro? Where's Tony? Maybe I should ask Mean Marky D where Tony is, bro. I don't know. Juice
or Jade. I mean, depending on who she's. Okay. Well,
who?
What?
Who? What? Anyway,
Dude, I'm still. Dude, Thunder Rosa and Chris Statlander could steal the fucking show at All Out.
Thunder Rosa and Chris Statlander? What are you booking matches now?
Britt Baker and Chris Statlander could steal the fucking show at All Out.
Why, add Thunder Rosa to the match and make it a 3-way?
That would be nice. Well, but are you cooking all your fucking main all your main attractions in one pot, or do you want to save them?
No, you want to save it, but slow and steady wins the race, man. Thunder Rosa doesn't need to be in championship situations right now.
Yeah, there's your core right there, man. Statlander, Baker, Thunder Rosa. There's the core of your women's division.
Right, we're not done. We're not done yet, man. By a long shot. We got Ruby Soho coming in.
Ruby coming in, Charlotte, all that stuff. Be great, man. Yeah.
I got another one that seems to be missing in action, guys. Riho. Where is Riho? Last time we see her was in a win over Amber Nova on AEW Dark on July 7th. Meltzer reported in the latest Observer about Riho, and she had a bad reaction, Jesse, to the COVID-19 vaccine, which kept her out of action. It was added that she's feeling a lot better and should be returning to the States soon. Riho beat Nyla Rose to become the AEW Women's Champion on the premiere episode of Dynamite on TNT in 2019. And she's been gone from AEW due to the pandemic. So she will be back on the TV show. There's another woman that could add a lot, even though I'm not a big fan. Riho has a big following, and she adds a lot to the division.
We'll see. I'm not a big fan of her.
Me neither. I know there are fans. Who? What? Joshi's?
I'm sorry. I said Charlotte was coming to AEW. That's false. It's Ashley. But go ahead.
Ashley Flair. As long as she doesn't sound like an android.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll sound a little bit more humanized at that point. By the way, folks, there'll be an android with blonde hair emoji that you guys will have access to if you join the channel. Just to let you know right now. So every time we do the android, you guys can use the emoji if you are a part of the VIP plan here inside the venue. Speaking of VIPs, Malakai Black. We seen the replay. I could watch it all day long. Malakai Black spin kicking not only Arn Anderson and the microphone going flying, but Cody Rhodes as well. Shivani interviewed Arn Anderson and his son Brock Anderson. Anderson was talking about Malakai attacking him and Cody, which set their world upside down. He said now he has learned that Brock has been signed to face Black next week. He said he appreciates Brock trying to avenge him, but he told his son that he will get hurt. Brock says he won't earn their dirty laundry on, or I guess air, I should say, their dirty laundry on national TV. But the match is signed, so he's not asking him. And he pointed to his father's chest, and he's not asking him. He's telling him. Turned and walked away from his father. Jesse, Brock Anderson has a death wish coming next week.
Absolutely. And he better look good taking it. So
he's gonna get a fucking sin eater right to the jaw.
Man, I'll be surprised if he make it past the bell.
There you go. I'm rooting for Brock Anderson, by the way. I want to see an upset.
No, you don't. What the fuck?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I would be upset. I would be upset if there was an upset.
What the fuck?
This guy's getting fucking murdered next week. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. We got Jon Moxley.
Now, if it was Jeff Hardy, it'd be a different thing.
Yes. I don't think Tony Khan would beat his star athlete in 90 seconds, but stranger things have happened. Jon Moxley was backstage, cut a very fiery promo, did Moxley, said people are coming from everywhere to join AEW. Who exactly is he talking about? I don't know. He said they're selling out buildings and changing the game. He said Omega needs an army to keep his belt. He took digs at the Bucks, Hangman, called him a fake cowboy, Christian while he was at it. He then talked about Danny Garcia wanting a main event match, so he's going to give it to him Friday night. He told him to ask him if that's exactly what he really wants. This is no joke. Jesse, what are we doing with Jon Moxley at All Out? Because the rumor right now is Moxley will be challenging, according to Meltzer, Hiroshi Tanahashi for the IWGP United States Championship, being that he just won it from Lance Archer at All Out for that IWGP United States Championship. And according to Meltzer, that is exactly what is going to happen. This is a Moxley dream match. This is a big one. And because it's Tanahashi on AEW pay-per-view, Meltzer says this is going to be a pretty big deal. Now, if we get that, that's only one option. People are throwing CM Punk's name around. Maybe Moxley versus Punk. Maybe Moxley versus Will Ospreay, bro, because Will Ospreay just came back at the Resurgence event over the weekend, and he actually had some harsh words about All Elite Wrestling. So will Ospreay walk through the forbidden door and challenge Jon Moxley?
Don't forget Jay White.
Jay White, yeah, I know. He's there.
I mean, a lot of stuff going down, man. Here's what I like about Moxley. He has not changed one bit. Babyface, heel. He's still fucking Moxley. He don't care if you're babyface or heel. He doesn't give a shit. Cut a fucking promo on you.
Yep.
Same fucking person. Does not matter. If he was heel or face, you wouldn't be able to tell.
No, it's great. I mean, I love his intense promos, and he throws himself right into the middle of the fire, bro. Like you said, it doesn't matter who he's talking about, if it's heel or babyface. He's throwing himself right into the middle of everything, willing to fight anybody and anything, man. I love it.
Yep. And it better be Tanahashi too.
I'm sure it's going to be Tanahashi. But if it's Will Ospreay, I'm not going to complain.
I'm
not going to complain. Main event time, guys. Chris Jericho versus MJF. This is the final Labor of Jericho, and this is it. It's for all the marbles right here. Jericho cannot walk out to Judas, performed by Fozzy, Jericho's band. Jericho cannot use the Judas Effect. Houston, Jesse. Jericho walks out after MJF is already standing in the ring, got his introduction. Prick is always standing there, waiting to see what happens. Jericho comes out, and we got 5,000, 6,000 or so people singing the fucking lyrics to Judas, bro, from the beginning all the way up until the end of the first chorus. I legitimately got chills listening to it, bro. Now, I will say this. It did come off as an absolutely epic moment. But I'm not going to be JD if I don't mention it, bro. How many times have we heard this fucking song? And people were legitimately on their phones looking at the goddamn lyrics because they didn't know the lyrics to the song.
Nobody sits around and memorizes the song.
Bro! I mean, I'm in the car. It comes on in the Mustang, bro. I'm singing the fucking lyrics. I'm not looking at my fucking phone. You kidding me?
I'm just faking it and lip syncing it till we get to the chorus.
Yeah, you're just as bad as them.
Or you can read the lyrics from the phone.
Or you could show everybody on national television that you don't know the fucking lyrics to one of the best entrances in all pro wrestling. And it's sung every week.
Why didn't they just put the lyrics on the big screen?
That's a good point. I don't know why they didn't do that.
Nobody said.
Am I being too harsh here? Am I really that much of a music snob?
I would have put on the fucking big screen. That was never something he couldn't do.
I don't know. Anyway, it was an absolutely amazing moment. Shout out to Houston, Texas, man. You guys fucking killed it with that. Jericho, I don't know if Jericho was teary-eyed or whatnot, man. His eyes were all red, but it sounded great. And he was smiling from ear to ear, man. That has to be a career highlight for him.
You can see how much fun he's having out there right about now, man. Yeah. Everybody, I mean, you can just see how much they're enjoying work right now.
Yeah. And MJF was fucking seething at this point. So we got Jericho clotheslining MJF in the corner 10 times. We got a small commercial break. There was a point in this where, and I love this because Jericho usually did this when he was running his heel shtick in Japan. MJF took the camera, Jesse, and shot the front row of the fans right by ringside and gave the middle finger to everybody. Middle finger was right on camera, giving the middle finger to everybody. Jericho, he turns the camera and he sees Jericho standing in front of him, who he thought he took care of. Jericho's up, looking right into the camera. Jericho punches the camera. The camera falls back as MJF falls back, and Jericho is standing there giving the middle finger down to MJF into the camera. I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Good stuff.
All good stuff here. Jericho clothesline MJF in the corner 10 times. Fans counting along. Shivani was really hyping this match up. It was a really good main event. I really actually enjoyed this match compared to the first time we seen them in the ring together. Jericho then mounted MJF on the top rope, punched away at MJF as fans were counting along. He then took MJF down with a beautiful Hurricane Rana. Jericho was definitely on his game tonight. Did not miss a beat at all. He went for a cover, got a 2 count, but MJF transitioned into Salt of the Earth. They continued battling. Jericho got to the ropes. Eventually, MJF applauded walls of Jericho, but Jericho reached the bottom rope to force a break. Ross called it the bottom of the 9th on commentary. Jericho grabbed his baseball bat. That's where you get the reference from. As MJF was putting on his Dynamite diamond ring, Aubrey Edwards saw the potential hazard here, so she took the ring from MJF, fumbled around with it, went over to the timekeeper's area, gave them the ring. So Jericho grabbed the bat, jabbed MJF in the gut with it. Jericho had to stop in mid-Judas Effect because he can't use it. He would have gotten disqualified. But Aubrey at this point, I don't think even was around. So maybe she was about to turn around or whatnot, but he may have gotten it off if he tried. But I'm not going to sit here and tell him otherwise. But he stopped himself mid-Judas Effect, and he stopped. MJF then gave Jericho a Judas Effect of his own, went right into the Salt of the Earth armbar. Jericho rolled MJF back to counter it for a 2 count, but MJF rolled back, applied the armbar even tighter. And Jim Ross said he never seen Chris Jericho tap out. As soon as he said that, Jericho, Jesse, tapped out. MJF wins in about 14 minutes, and the show goes off the air with MJF celebrating his victory over Chris Jericho. Where do we go from here? Is it going to be a situation where this is over, or do we get this match one more time at All Out? Talk to me.
Looks like it's over. And pop quiz, real quick. What's the difference here between Chris Jericho and Cody Rhodes?
Chris Jericho puts over younger talent.
That's all I'm saying. So it looks like Chris Jericho's goal throughout all of this is to get MJF to the next level. Is it working?
Well, I mean, MJF was doing a pretty damn good job by himself, but with Jericho going through all the labors of Jericho like we all predicted he would, and then getting to the final boss in MJF and losing, game over, yes, MJF is more over for it. And, MJF is a heel. He's going to do what he has to do to sneak out a victory, but, I mean, I thought the match was great. As far as Jericho standards lately are concerned and everything else all considering, I thought this was a very good main event for Dynamite. And I hope it's over. I don't know if we're going to get the Pinnacle versus Inner Circle to end because this match happened tonight and MJF won, but I don't know. Does MJF show up in Chicago next week, and does he brag about Chris Jericho being beaten Maybe we get MJF versus CM Punk at All Out. A lot of people were speculating about that today. Maybe he shows up next week in the United Center and we get that match at All Out, and we get Jericho to go away for a little bit like we predicted. But Darby and CM Punk, we get that match happening at Friday's Rampage show. What do you think?
I was more or less thinking that MJF's next feud would be with Daniel Bryan.
I could see that. Absolutely. But I mean, you want Bryan losing his first match in?
No, I don't. But at the same time, I want to see MJF get put over. So watching Daniel Bryan come in to lose his first feud, it doesn't have to be his first match. Yeah. He can have matches on Dynamite leading up to the next pay-per-view with MJF. It doesn't have to be his first match, but his first feud, if it's MJF, yes. I mean, for me, since AEW's inception, I'm envisioning two people who had a direct job to get people over and make new talent, and I think they succeeded. I mean, beyond expectations. That's Chris Jericho to get over MJF, and I got Thunder Rosa being brought in to get Britt Baker over. And those two, to me, it feels like those two people got their opponents over to the point where AEW is trying to make new stars. And MJF and Britt Baker are on their way to becoming the top fucking stars of this entire company, thanks to Thunder Rosa and Chris Jericho.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with you. I think that's exactly where we're going. But as far as All Out goes, bro, we got Kenny Omega versus Christian for the AEW Championship. We got the Bucks in a steel cage match against the winner of this Eliminator tournament. Miro doesn't have an opponent. We have Chris Statlander versus Britt Baker for the AEW Women's Championship. I keep calling him Alistair. Malakai Black doesn't have an opponent. Maybe we get Cody Rhodes. John Moxley doesn't have an opponent. MJF doesn't have an opponent. Jericho seemingly is going to be left off the show. I mean, we're going into this first dance, bro, with not a lot right now for All Out. Is this show going to start taking shape after CM Punk is debuted this coming Friday?
I mean, apparently people like me and everyone else who sold out the fucking United Center do not give a shit.
You don't give a shit about CM Punk?
I don't care who you book him with. I mean, it does not even matter to me, to be honest. They can go so many different ways, but I'm like you, like putting Daniel Bryan in a match with fucking Miro or with, MJF. How do they lose? And maybe they can't. But so if we're putting them in these high profile matches, man, it's kind of hard to say that Punk and Bryan are going to come in to lose. But at the same time, these are like dream matches we want to see.
Yep.
So what do? We're kind of stuck in. We can start them off low and everything else. Like Punk and Darby. Who wins there?
Punk.
Darby is the brightest up-and-comer in the entire company, bar none.
Bro, we already talked about this, bro. Darby was chosen as CM Punk's first potential opponent. The fact that he's going to be in that match, on that stage, in front of those people, I mean, a loss in that moment is fucking going to enhance him,
He's a winner, yeah. He wins.
I don't know.
I mean, people are going to say, oh, see, look, the aging veteran beating up the young talent. Everything has exceptions. I like people will say, well, it's a good idea to come out of high school into the NBA because look, LeBron and Kobe did it. Not everybody's fucking LeBron and Kobe, bro.
Yeah.
There's exceptions to everything. So if Punk comes in and goes over with Darby, would I be upset? No, of course not. Would everybody try to use that as an excuse? See, when you say he's an aging veteran, yeah, that's exactly what they're gonna say. Now the aging veterans going over younger talent, you're not saying shit.
Listen, man, I think come Friday, all the answers that we have to all of our questions will become a little bit more clear. Friday's the day, guys. Wednesday's over. Jesse will be there Friday in the United Center for the first dance. That's your AEW Dynamite review, guys. I appreciate you joining us both as we break this thing down, going into the biggest show of the entire year on Friday for AEW Rampage. If you guys enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up. Let's try and get 1,300 likes in the chat right now, man. We're at 11:55, so if you have not hit that thumbs up, hit that thumbs up right now. Super chats are open. We're going to go over them in just a second. Go follow me on social media. JD from NY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. and turn on the bell for notifications. I appreciate you guys very, very much, man. We are going to get into the super chats right now. We're going to start off at the top. YouTube has fixed their problems. I can now see everybody's super chat with no problem. Weston Mayher with a $5 super chat. We have matches lined up for Friday. How does Punk show up, and does he walk out and confront someone? How will it happen? Will it be end of the show? Listen. You know, Jesse and I have talked about it in nauseum for the last couple weeks about CM Punk and how he's going to debut, who's going to be wrestling, is he going to be wrestling, is he going to be Rampage, is he going to be Dynamite, is he going to be All Out? Listen. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. CM Punk is showing up on Friday, and you will be witnessing someone who is as big as he is, who stepped away for 8 years, coming back. I don't give a fuck if he sits on a toilet in the middle of the ring and takes a fucking steaming dump. I just want to see him in a wrestling ring and embrace us. That's it. That's all that needs to happen. You worry about what happens after fucking United Center, man. That's it.
Yeah, at this point, I really don't give a shit. When he could show up, come out to the ramp, wave, and say, "I'll see you on Wednesday night." That's fine. Whatever, dude. I mean, he just needs to fucking show up.
Yeah. The Dud with a $5 super chat. Please do a live off the script about how bad WWE was in 2021 and how good AEW was in 2021. And please do it at the end of 2021 or the start of 2022. Dud. Are you telling me how to do my show, bro? Why do I have to relive all the terrible moments of WWE for the entire year? Just watch my Monday Night Raw reviews.
Ugh.
Seriously. Vincent Tarantini with a $10 super chat. Was that crowd epic during Chris Jericho's entrance or what? Keep kicking ass, JD. Thank you, Vincent, with the $10 super chat. That was fucking epic. Another first in pro wrestling history happening in AEW. You know, my question is, Jesse, would that ever happen on a WWE show? What happened to Jericho tonight? With the crowd singing his theme music.
Ciampa came out, no music.
Who?
Ciampa, dude.
I know, but I mean singing lyrics to his theme song when his theme song is not playing.
Well, I mean, look. What I mean is they allowed Ciampa to come out with no music.
Yeah.
If he had a theme song to sing, you know, the crowd would have been singing it, but he's a heel.
Yeah. I think the only one that would probably get that type of treatment is Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, I can't see Vince allowing someone to say, "Hey, Vince, can I come out with no theme music this week? I want to see the crowd sing it."
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I couldn't see him allowing that. You know, Hunter let Ciampa do that on NXT.
And Ciampa had the best. And when that was at the height of Ciampa's run, I said this then. I'm going to say it now. Ciampa had the best theme music in WWE. The sound of fucking hatred. I love it.
Yeah.
You couldn't fuck. You would poll anybody in the industry if you were a pro wrestler. You looked at Ciampa as the best heel in the industry, man. You would pay to have levels of heat he did.
Yeah, that was it. That
awesome.
was insane.
I miss those days, man. I want to cry. What an awful fucking death, man. Jesus Christ. All it took was Nick Khan, man. Jesus Christ. Nick Khan and Bruce Pritchard. Go figure. $20 super chat by Jacob Donnelly. Thank you, brother. With MJF winning tonight, what if this is a catalyst for an MJF and CM Punk feud? Say Darby Allin cuts a promo demanding the best in the world comes out. Out comes MJF from Mega Heel Heat, brags about beating Jericho, then out comes CM Punk. We talked about that possibly at the ending of the show, Jacob, so great minds think alike here.
Only different ways. The only thing we're expecting some kind of Darby and Punk interaction.
Yeah.
So.
Anything else after that is probably a bonus or cherry on top of the cake, but I could see it. And if it happens, I don't mind it.
Maybe they tag together.
Yeah.
We'll see.
J Ray with a $5 super chat. TK is definitely taking AEW to a higher plateau with the debuts of CM Punk and Bryan Danielson on the horizon. The winds of change are certainly surging. I feel it, bro. I feel it every day. It's going to be felt on Friday, man. It's going to be a nice fucking hurricane coming through Chicago. Love it. Gavin Deeth with a Australian $5 super chat. MJF to come out to cult of personality to open Rampage and cause a riot in the process. No.
We'll burn that fucking place down.
No. You hear that song once, and it's CM Punk, not MJF. That's it. Tony Brown with a $4.99 super chat. JD and Jesse, I always consider it an honor on OTS on Wednesdays and Friday nights. AEW rules. WWE is unflushed toilet. OTS for life, young men. Raw is an unflushed toilet, says Tony Brown. It's too much credit there, Tony. You're giving Raw too much credit, bro.
Yeah.
Deontay McCombs with a $5 super chat. Just 2 more days until the start of the AEW Burn Chicago to the Freaking Ground tour. Hope the United Center has insurance for a new roof. I don't know. Jesse will be there to single-handedly see the roof burn down.
Yeah, I'm telling you, people, if he don't show up and you wonder where I am, I'm one of the people in the ring burning it. The
nightly news will have murders committed at United Center all over the daily broadcast. Yeah. Pro wrestling show goes up in flames, several dead. As long as Jesse makes it out alive, I don't care.
Yep.
JD Storm with a $2 super chat. I don't appreciate you taking my name, bro. JD, you hear Ford got her gear jacked at the airport. No, I did not. I was wondering why she was wearing leather pants. Not that I mind, but I mean, Penelope Ford got her gear stolen at the airport.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's why she was wrestling without her usual ring attire.
Huh.
Thanks for the info.
She walks around like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're Kip Sabian, are you complaining?
Maybe. I don't know. If I'm every other guy, no. But if I'm her fiance, maybe. I don't know.
Thank you, JD Storm, with the update there. Appreciate that. Station Keo with a $5 super chat. 2 burgers for the hosts. I don't know what type of burgers we're buying with $5, bro, but I don't eat Wendy's or McDonald's, but thank you. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. AEW's putting WWE to shame. Punk will kill it Friday. Yes, they will, Michelle. Jesse, what about this rumor that WWE is not worrying about what's happening on Friday and the fact that they want to show up AEW with SummerSlam on Saturday? Do you think this is a possibility on Saturday in Las Vegas?
How do they know what's going on if they're not paying attention, if they're not competition?
Bro, they're not. They don't care what happens to AEW, but they know CM Punk is showing up on Friday.
I saw somebody on Twitter said, if AEW is not competition, shouldn't everyone with a no-compete clause be able to just go over there and work?
Yeah. Yes.
They're not competing.
They're not competing.
Nope, not compete. They're not competition. What's the problem?
Like you said, Bruce Pritchard's going to be watching Rampage.
Oh God, they all are.
Nick Khan is going to be watching Rampage. Vince McMahon's going to be watching Rampage, and if he's not, Bruce is going to be watching it for him.
Guys, you thought this crowd tonight was fucking jacked. The world is going to be watching Rampage this Friday.
Bro, our goosebumps are going to
Chicago, and we are well aware of it.
Our goosebumps are going to have goosebumps on top of goosebumps, bro, on Friday.
Man, watch. You people, they were in Chicago for Raw, whatever it was, and people were like, oh, the crowd was okay. It was this or that. Watch the Chicago crowd this fucking Friday, bro.
You won't hear any piped-in noise on Friday, folks.
No. Even if you did, we would drown out the piped-in noise. It's going to be fucking crazy. The acoustics in the United Center are insane.
Jacob Manley with a $5 super chat. $5.60 super chat, sorry. I'm not sending $56, but give this to Jesse for that beautiful powder blue jersey. Also, JD is a goon.
There you go, man.
Thank you, Jacob.
Shawn Merriman.
JQ James with a $10 super chat. Hey, JD, when you take Jesse to the meet and greet in Chicago, make sure Thunder Rosa gives Jesse a tombstone for us. We need it. Make it happen. We still love Jesse, though.
Not worried about Thunder Rosa, man.
All right, well,
she got to come to my city to look for me.
Listen, man, don't be surprised if I hit up Thunder Rosa in the DMs and I ask her, listen, I'll buy you a beverage or whatever you want. I'll buy you a nice meal. Come and push Jesse around for a little bit.
I still stick to I went to go see Thunder Rosa, and she backed out of the show and ran.
Listen, bro, if I can't get Thunder Rosa, man, I'm going to get my boy Lee Johnson, man. I'm going to have him show up, and I'm going to have him fucking hurricanrana you right there in the restaurant.
Oh, no, me and Lee are cool, man. So Sucks for you, buddy.
You and Lee Johnson are cool now? What are you talking about?
We follow each other, man.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sure thing.
See?
Sure thing. I'm gonna have him fucking tornado DDT you in into one of the beer kegs. If you keep your shit up.
Maybe he might do that to you. Think about that shit.
He ain't doing it. I'm the fucking host of this show, man. What are you talking about?
Because he can see you trying to give a gab and try to get your way out of shit. Maybe he might do it to you.
Sure thing. I'm as genuine as they come, bro. What are you talking about?
Maybe you should be the one worried. Think about that shit.
I'm not. The only thing I'm worried about is watching Monday Night Raw on Monday. That's all I'm worried about.
How about this? You're looking for a Sheeta and everything else. It's gonna be Joshi's at this fucking show.
Joshi's?
Oh yeah.
Nah.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna make sure I bring something in my phone to have all your little Joshi clips all strung together, and I'll play it for him right there.
Okay, great. Okay, we get to watch Joshi's on September 5th. I can't wait, man. I'll make sure I bring my fucking headphones and drown out the fucking terrible singing from Maki Ito. Bobby Stevens, 360 Super Chat. WWE Shop has Adam Cole merch 30% off. Damn.
Yeah, get that shit out of here now.
Really? Goodbye, baby. Maybe I should. Actually, their quality sucks, man. I got better quality than the WWE shirts.
Fuck that. Just wait till he comes over and get AEW Adam Cole shirts.
Yep. Michael Raymond with a $5 Super Chat. Kenny Omega is using my old fraternity name. The OG Magnet has to battle the Chick Magnet. Well, this shall be a wrestling jamboree, Jerry D. Yes, we forgot to mention that, Jesse. He was wearing a t-shirt with a chick on it that said Chick Magnet. Where can I buy that shirt, number one? And the innuendos and speculation continues to run wild on this show with Kenny Omega's choice of gear.
I wonder if Punk's gonna work all that into his first promo and everything else about all of the Easter eggs that everybody dropped and everything else.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah, good times, man.
Thank you, Michael Raymond. J. Ray with a $10 Super Chat. Just wanted to settle the misinformation online with the IWC concerning TK's wealth. Both TK and SK are billionaires and have combined net worth of over $8 billion compared to Vince McMahon's $1.9 billion.
Who's confused about that?
I don't know why this is an issue, Jay. Why are we concerned about how much Tony Khan is making? I don't get it.
Everyone knew that the Khans are worth way more than McMahon's when AEW launched.
I don't know why this is a thing. As long as all of our roster members and favorites are taken care of, man, who cares? CC Steven with a $5 Super Chat. Hi, JD. I agree with Jesse. Something seems off with Charlotte and WWE. They started with Andrade, and I think Ric Flair knew it and didn't like it. Well, I've said it, on my Raw reviews. Charlotte is working very, very lackadaisical. There seems to be something going on with her. She's almost not caring about what's going on. She's going through the motions, per se. But some people laugh at Jesse and say that he's wrong about how Charlotte Flair would never leave the comforts of WWE.
She's experiencing a lot of the case of the Mondays.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the people over there, man. I mean, and the grass is looking very, very greener on the other side. Now, a lot of talent can't be as adventurous and take as big of a risk to leave, a bird in the hand. They will jump in a bush. They don't know what's waiting for them over there. People like Bryan Danielson, people like Jon Moxley, and people like Ashley Flair do not have anything to worry about if they leave WWE. They're big enough names and they will land in a top spot in AEW.
Munchie time with a $9.99 Super Chat. Awesome show tonight. Excited for this Friday where history is in the making. I'm glad that AEW is helping distract from all the BS going on in the world. How do you both see Punk debuting on Friday? Munchie time. Darby. Munchie time. Listen, bro. Set yourself up at 10 p.m. on the couch with a cold beverage, man. Just enjoy it.
So I get it. So Punk comes out, cuts his promo, does his thing, and at the end of it, Darby Allin's somewhere in the rafters with the spotlight on him at the end of the show.
There you go.
watching.
J. Ray with a $15 super chat. JD and Jesse, there are very strong rumors from many credible sources floating around online, from Ringside to Wrestling Inc., that Vince is planning to counter-react to Punk's AEW debut at SummerSlam. With what?
What?
The fuck does he got? Oh man, Brock Lesnar's back. Oh man, Becky Lynch is on the show. Who gives a fuck?
Look, they have talent. WWE has talent, but they're not gonna put together a storyline within 2 days to make us give a shit about it enough to not care about Punk anymore.
What's gonna happen? Roman Reigns is gonna lose the WWE Universal title to John Cena? Are they gonna make a critical error here just to counteract something and do something on their end to throw off the marks?
That's gonna piss people off.
That would fucking kill everything.
That will piss people off. I'll have no reason to watch SmackDown anymore at that point.
No. He also says Sting's performance tonight was great, proving once again that AEW truly knows how to use their legends over the various other promotions. Indeed, brother. Thank you for the $15, man.
I'm questioning this Christian Cage thing, but for the most part, yeah, they and this Big Show shit, but yeah, nobody's perfect, bro.
Marshall Blackbeard with a $40 super chat. Thank you, man. My one and only issue with AEW and wrestling in general is that everyone shrugs off or kicks out of big moves. Like Sammy coming back from getting an assisted pile driver on the outside of the ring. Yeah, I agree with that, bro. We even talked about the two moves in the match. The big cutter off the top rope and then the big 630 senton splash, which normally should have been match enders. Yeah. They were false finishes, bro.
And I get it. When you're producing the match and you get caught up in the moment, if you get big spots, and you producing shit, and you want to kick out of this, kick out of that, is there anybody in that meeting to say, okay, whoa, this should be the last fucking kick out? Yeah. I mean, if we're going to do this spot, we're going to do it, but however you guys ending this match, put that before this fucking spot. This should be the fucking last spot.
Big Stace with a $20 super chat. Thank you, Marshall, for the 40, bro. That's a lot of money. Big Stace with a $20 super chat. You think Punk's going to face off with Darby or attack Moxley? Kind of like what Mox did to Omega. Something about Moxley's promo got my spider senses tingling. What's Mox doing at All Out? Punk and Darby, bro.
Don't know.
Punk and Darby, bro. Moxley, we don't know, man. It could be anybody, really. It could be Ospreay. It could be Tanahashi. It could be Mira. I don't know. It could be anybody. Who gives a shit? As long as he's on the show.
What I like is we don't know.
Yeah.
And the fact that we are so excited to find out. It's not like we don't know and don't care. We don't know, and I'm excited that we don't know. Remember how we were just saying how surprises are always ruined for us because of the internet these days? Mm-hmm. Now we're excited about something. Who the fuck is Jon Moxley gonna face? Don't know. But I want to know. Yeah, I know. Gotta fucking wait. I love it. I fucking love it, man.
I think if anything has not been announced yet, nothing's been announced yet, I think Tony Khan's got something in his back pocket.
Yeah, and whoever faces Moxley is a fucking heel.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, I don't care what they are, they're heel.
Mr. Cake with a $10 super chat. Tonight was the night for my boy Sammy G. Congrats to him and Pam on the engagement, but Sam is reaching the point where he needs a title sooner rather than later. I don't think that's necessarily I don't think that's necessarily true, Mr. Cake. Sammy is as over as anybody on that roster.
No, he's over as hell, and the guy's like fucking 15 years old or whatever the fuck. He has a whole career in front of him. Yeah. And I know he's not 15, Chad, so relax. But
the longer he goes without a title, the more it's going to mean when he wins his first one.
These guys do. Darby didn't need that fucking TV title. That's why they took it from him. He didn't need it. Yeah. Miro needed that title way more than Darby did.
Yeah.
And it's doing, and the title was doing wonders for Miro, and now Miro is doing wonders for that title.
Dan Hackett with a $19.99 super chat. AEW is doing things like the likes of which have never been seen before in the wrestling business. I'm excited to see what's in store for next week beyond Punk's debut. Bro, I'm fucking excited more than I've ever been, man. At least in the last 15 to 20 years.
Yeah, I think they get Punk mixed in, get the fantasy bookings going, get them situated with Darby. And then when we're almost settled down from the Punk honeymoon, they're going to stick us with Daniel Bryanson. So
everything that I've been excited about in the last 15 years or so was regarding Daniel Bryan and WWE with the Yes Movement and him winning the title. CM Punk's pipe bomb. and his world championship run that I enjoyed, even though it could have been a little bit better. But a lot of what happened in the last couple of several years, I would say, is Bryan and Punk being some of my favorite moments, and now they're in AEW.
Yeah, he can't have a wrong feud as long as they don't go out and sign fucking Ryback and Alberto fucking Del Rio.
Yeah.
then Punk will be fine.
No, thank you. Dan, thank you for the $20, brother. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. Vince's logic: get over without what got you over.
Yeah.
Pretty much it, yes.
And if you don't, then say, see, he wasn't really over.
Yeah. Then they have something to blame you on. It's not their fault.
They used to say that with Spears. You know, like, oh, Ty Dillinger, he's not over. It's the Tin Chans that are over. He's fucking over because, I mean, however you get over it, it doesn't matter. You're over.
Yeah.
You know, so
stupid logic. J Ray with a $5 super chat. Buy, sell, or hold. Cage upsets Omega at All Out. Miro's reign as TNT champion lasts over a year. Rampage will eventually beat SmackDown in the ratings.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what hold means, but I'm selling on Rampage eventually beating SmackDown in the ratings. That's never going to happen. I'm buying on Miro's reign as TNT champion lasting over a year, and I'm holding on Cage upsets Omega at All Out.
Yeah, that'd be a huge upset. They're not facing each other.
Yeah.
I don't even think Page is going to be at All Out.
He also says, my official ratings prediction for AEW Rampage, the first dance, 1.7 million. JD and Jesse, what are your ratings predictions for Punk's debut? Bro, you're overshooting it way too much. 1.7 million?
Punk didn't trigger those kind of numbers for Backstage.
No. It should be as close to 1 million, if not a little over 1 million as possible. They did 740,000 on the debut episode. I am pretty sure that there are 300,000 people that are aware CM Punk is going to be on the show that will reach that number.
Yeah, I'm glad we got that first week to get a kind of gauge of what Rampage is doing.
Yeah.
But I think you guys are, grossly overestimating not Punk's ability to draw, but that spot it's really a death spot, man. It's really just Friday night at about 9 o'clock Central, 10 Eastern. Dude, that's a death spot as far as ratings go.
Especially in the summertime.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to say that the spots, and the action won't be great, and they'll pick up the retention on YouTube and everything else, but live viewers, I don't know, man.
Goofball and Company with a $4.99 super chat. What if CM Punk trolled us and he doesn't show, but instead it's Daniel Bryan? Bro, we may get both of them on Friday night. We don't know.
Not good enough. We would cheer Daniel Bryan, scream yes, and be happy, and when the show ends, we will fucking burn it down.
Yeah. There you go.
Holy shit.
What? What happened?
Bomb.
We got a bomb?
Jesus Christ.
What happened? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Daryl. Oh, my God. I'm reading this one before everything else, man. Daryl in the chat with a $500 super chat. Holy shit.
Wow.
Sith Negan in the chat, a.k.a. Daryl, one of my biggest fucking supporters, man. And a damn good fucking intelligent wrestling mind. He says, off the script bomb, 3 straight years as a $100 patron member. To all the cretins, goons, and shills, when the undisputed truth speaks, you shut your mouths and listen. Because unlike all of you, he has important things to talk about, and you all might learn something in the process. Tell him, JD. Top investor out.
Holy shit, bro.
Bro, listen, man. I love you, man. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say, man.
$1,200 a year.
Listen, all you're doing is forcing this guy when I go to Chicago for him to order a fucking $120 steak dinner on me now. See?
Well, see, I'm still thinking about the last tweet that said you're supposed to share. So yeah, I'm expecting some high-end shit when you come to Chicago, baby.
Oh man, I might even let you choose the restaurant, bro.
Top fucking shelf.
Daryl, thank you so much, man. Again, I don't know what to say. That's a lot of fucking money, man. But I love having you on my team, bro. I wouldn't want it any other way. And thank you guys for literally everything, man. That's fucking crazy.
Wow.
Appreciate you, bro. Mr. Cake says, big show on All Out. Not Hangy. When Hangman gets the title, who do you want to be his first feud? I'd have it be CM Punk Straight Edge versus Hard Life. I don't know. I don't know.
You gotta wait, guys.
Yeah.
We can't blow our loads with all our main event feuds right away.
I don't know how to answer that question, Mr. Cake. Let's get Paige with the championship first. Then we can start assessing the situation and the landscape and see where we're at.
But if Paige gets that title and he's all done with Kenny, Paige is going on to MJF.
Yeah. He also says, I love Archer, but he's spinning his wheels now, especially after the crazy reaction he got at Resurgence. He was just murdering mofos. I don't know, man. I didn't watch Resurgence, so I don't know the reaction he got. So. J Ray with a $5 super chat. JD, buddy, get prepared for your next biggest rant in OTS history as Goldberg will defeat Lashley at SummerSlam and become the WWE champion once again. No, he will not. I hope WWE rectifies this situation with Big E. I'm hoping Big E, no matter who wins that championship match, cashes in on whoever the champion is and wins the championship. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. JD, be sure to watch Dante Martin versus Lee Moriarty. He's like a modern Shelton Benjamin. Also, can I get a blueberry ale with extra ice? Bro, you want a blueberry beer with ice? Or you want an extra chill? I can get it to you extra chilled. I'm not giving you ice to put in your beer.
Beer and ice?
No.
Is that a thing?
Maybe in some countries. I don't know.
Some people put mayonnaise on fries, too.
I hate that shit. I used to go to people with I used to go to high school with people who put mayo on fucking pizza, bro.
Oh god.
Yeah.
It's like putting ketchup on a hot dog.
I know. Which is I can't stand it. I would never in 1,000 lifetimes put ketchup on a hot dog. Can you believe that? Spicy mustard and that's it. Don't talk to me.
My wife does that.
Ketchup on hot dogs?
I fucking love her, but
I may have to have a word or two about that, bro. I don't know.
I almost divorced her for that shit.
Mr. Cake, I have no idea who this Lee Moriarty is, but I hear a lot about him. I'll see him when he gets to Dynamite. I don't know. Gray Man Media with a $5 super chat. Wes Briscoe is engaged to Red Velvet. Wes is the son of the original Briscoes, not dem boys. Glad to chat with you.
Wrong Briscoes.
I guess good for Wes Briscoe, man. Velvet's a looker. Sting 29J with an $8 super chat. All Out, pay-per-view of the year, and we still got Bryant coming. Jesse X, the best a couple of weeks ago. Why is it always raining outside the venue? LOL.
Always fucking raining out there, man. It's fucking depressing outside the venue.
What if I like the rain?
Clearly you do. There's no what if.
The rain goes with my attitude on a daily basis, folks. That's why it's always raining. Okay? Any other questions? Just enjoy the outside of the venue, man. It's the nicest place in the fucking neighborhood, all right?
Too much rain.
Thank you, Sting29J with the $8 super chat. Mr. Cake with another $2 super chat. Ric Flair trended in the most Ric Flair way possible. Yes, thank God, thank Christ it wasn't Ric Flair himself. Coiled Phoenix 713 with a $20 super chat. Can I just say how happy I am to be a wrestling fan because I get to watch history being made? I would like to say thank you to AEW for making me excited in wrestling again and bringing out that little kid in me again. I think we all feel that same way, Coiled. I think everybody feels that same way. And if you don't, I don't think you're a human being at this point. I really don't. Get excited. You're watching history. Ray Benjamin LeMichaels with a $10 super chat. Respect to you and Heel Jesse. Can my homie DJ Razor 357 Remakes YouTube channel get a shout out? Every Wednesday night is exciting to see you and your pure excitement, JD, unlike god-awful Monday night. Well, I don't know who DJ Razor357 is and what he does on his YouTube channel, but there you go. Go check him out. DJ Razor357.
Bro, the outside of the venue looks like the fucking gangway that Batman's parents gets killed in every fucking movie.
Bro, are you saying that the venue is located in a shady part of town and it's not safe to come and be a patron here?
It looks like when we leave the fucking venue, we're gonna get killed by Joker.
This fucking guy, man. I got him on my show every week and he's making fun of my fucking venue. You believe this guy? Now I'm gonna have to, and the next venue I get made, I'm gonna have fucking Joker standing on a building just looking down at you now, okay?
It looks like the fucking alley that fucking Spider-Man was hanging upside down from when he kissed Mary Jane.
Unbelievable. Jericho 8131 with a $5 super chat. MJF's fifth Labor of Jericho should have been to watch an episode of Monday Night Raw. Easy win right there. Bro, that would have been the most difficult labor of them all.
It'd have failed.
I would have actually taken a match with Chris Gage over watching 3 hours of Monday Night Raw. Nick Gage. What did I say? Chris Gage? Chris Jericho. I'm fucking tired. Nick Gage. I would have taken a match with Nick Gage over watching Monday Night Raw.
Get a fucking pizza cutter to the face. Keep it up, man.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm going to get Thunder Rosa to do that to you when I get to you in Chicago, okay?
I'm not scared of Thunder Rosa.
Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Black is finally getting his match against Brock. And Brock is going to die. Have Brock eat the black mass in 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3. That's the way I do it.
I'd do it in Gorilla. I wouldn't even get out to the ring.
Phil Smith with an Australian $10 super chat. For Omega to give Hangman the greatest match possible, I think Kenny and AEW made the call to reduce his work schedule. I think this run might be catching up on his body. Thoughts, JD and Jesse? It's a good possibility, man. I mean, we all know Kenny is working hurt right now.
Oh, God, yeah.
So we got here, 2003 MJ becomes a new member. Thank you, brother. What are you drinking? KB Brown, $4 super chat. You and Jesse need to go to Al's Italian Beef. Have you heard of Al's Italian Beef, Jesse?
Al's is fucking great, bro.
Is it?
Al's is fucking fantastic. The unique thing about Al's beef, their au jus is it's almost like the same as any other au jus. It tastes a little bit different, but their giranera, their hot giranera, the mild and the hot giranera is a different kind than any other Italian beef place. It kind of sticks to it. And they got really good fries too. Al's beef, I would definitely take it to Al's beef if we got one around, man, for sure.
What is it, a fast food chain?
It's like I wouldn't really call it a fast food, but it's not a restaurant, so I guess it's fast food. But it's not really like it's let me see. Portillo's, you familiar with Portillo's?
Yes, I went to Portillo's to go get a fucking Chicago dog, bro. Never again.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Portillo's. It's not a restaurant per se, but I wouldn't label it as fast food either. And something's wrong with you, but hot dogs, man. Portillo's hot dogs are fantastic.
Well, not with fucking pickles and tomatoes on them.
Better than fucking ketchup.
The fuck is wrong with you people out there, man?
Oh,
can't get the hot dog. Simple fucking food like hot dog, you can't get correct. Your pizza, you fuck it up. You know, I was looking for a single slice of New York pizza, bro. Nowhere to be found where I was in Chicago last night.
Okay, read the fucking super chats, bro. Read the fucking super chats. This conversation is over.
Oh, man.
Talk about our fucking pizza, man. Get the fuck out of here. What's wrong with this guy?
I felt like I had fucking 10 pounds of sewage in my stomach, bro, eating one slice of fucking deep dish.
Yeah, the super chats.
Frank?
You didn't even like Portillo's? What's wrong with you, man?
Bro, I don't know, man. Frank saying...
You didn't get... I'm sorry, but you didn't get the beef sandwich, though.
No, I only got a hot dog.
All right.
Frank saying with a Canadian $5, who would eat 10 Titus Catering blueberry pies the quickest, Nia Jax or Viscera?
I'm not answering that.
Bro,
Viscera's no longer here. I say Viscera.
Bro, listen, you're goading me into a fat joke with two obviously large individuals. I'm not playing your game. I'm going with Jesse, Viscera.
Big Vis is no longer with us. Rest in peace, brother.
Mabel, King Mabel.
There we go.
Deontay McCombs, $5 super chat. If CM Punk versus Darby does happen at All Out and Punk loses after 7 years out in Chicago, the stocks for pitchforks and torches will skyrocket. I don't think it'll be that bad.
Punk cannot lose in Chicago. He can lose. He can't lose in Chicago.
No. Eddie Hazard with a 1999 super chat. Another great show. I got to be in the crowd in Pittsburgh for both Dynamite and Rampage last week, and that same energy has been carrying through on TV every week. Truly nothing like AEW Live. Congratulations, Sammy Guevara. Eddie, I agree with you, man. I've been to quite a few AEW shows now, pay-per-views, and the energy at Double or Nothing at Daly's Place when I was there was fucking unreal. Awesome, awesome show. Elitix Gaming 02 with a $5.02 super chat. With the arrival of Punk to AEW, what's your and Jesse's favorite CM Punk career moments, WWE and other? I'm going to go with the whole Summer of Punk deal. Stealing the title from John Cena, pipe bomb. I mean, that shit was fucking classic. And his match with Brock. I can't forget his match with Brock Lesnar. That shit was also fucking fantastic.
You know, if I'm gonna pick something outside of the obvious, you know, with the big storyline of leaving with the title from WWE, if I go outside of it, I would say his feud with Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was good too.
Yeah.
Jeremy Lewis with a $10 super chat. I personally think Punk is gonna run out and interfere with somebody. Imagine after Moxley beats 2.0, he runs out to face Moxley the same way Mox ran out and took out Omega at the first Double or Nothing. Again, man, everybody is fucking fantasy booking this shit. Just give this fucking guy a microphone and have him say, hey, guys, I'm back.
For the record, guys, nobody's wrong here. No. This guy's been out for years, and we have all kinds of brilliant ideas we want to see him do. He just can't do them all in one reappearance. So you have to pick one. Whatever they pick won't be wrong, and everything else will come with time.
Yeah. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. JD, if you can't get Rosa or Lee Johnson, get Cody. Yeah, he's the other one. I'll have Cody bury fucking Jesse right there, man.
I'm gonna kick him in the knee first off. Second off, yes, Cody is not putting me over. He will definitely bury me.
Andres with a $5 super chat. I can't wait for CM Punk. He was my favorite. P.S. Us millennials aren't that bad. LOL. Just gotta know your history, bro. Know your history. Indigo with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD and Jesse, much respect. I laughed at people reading Judas on their phones. Cool moment, though. Less than 48 hours from history. Another awesome stream. Thank you, Indigo. As always, bro. Hollywood
reading Judas from their phone is nowhere near as bad as Michael Cole reading a reaction from a steel cage spot.
No, that was awful. Oh my God, he's broken in half, and he's looking down at his notes. Wow, Cole.
Mankind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't remember that one, Cole? That one slipped your mind, buddy?
Yeah.
Hollywood Guy with a $5 super chat. Will you guys forgive AEW if Punk shows up on All Out? Also, why did Andrade take a loss? We just went over that, Hollywood Guy. And number two, will you guys forgive AEW if Punk shows up on All Out? They booked the United Center specifically for Punk, bro. Punk will be there Friday.
Yeah. There was no reason to go to book Chicago for All Out and all the surrounding shows, and then weeks later, with shorter notice, book the largest arena in Chicago.
Let's book this venue for a 1-hour TV show.
Yeah. No. No.
Hula Grim with a $5 super chat. What if Punk comes back in a non-wrestling role?
He's in the ring training for a non-wrestling role? Where do you get these people from, bro?
Hula Grim.
That was fucking Hula Grim?
Hula Grim, did Rage give you a beverage that you downed quickly?
Oh, God.
Come on, bro. Give that shit back to Rage, man.
Fucking
I need sober people in the venue, okay? Again, Daryl, thank you for the 500 bomb. I love you, brother. Thank you so much. Francisco Coronado with $5 super chat. That's crazy because CM Punk stands for Chick Magnet Punk. I can't wait until Friday. By the way, Jesse is better than JD. LOL. Francisco, I'm gonna have to kick you out, bro.
That person's smart.
Does it really stand for Chick Magnet, bro? What does the CM legitimately stand for?
It stands for a bunch of different things, like Cookie Monster and all that shit. But I think the actual legitimate meaning is Chick Magnet.
Okay.
It is because it was Chick Magnet. Chip Magnet Punk and who was it? It was Ace Steel. I forget who the other one was. But there was Chick Magnet is the official actual meeting, but everything that coincides with CM is acceptable because it's a part of the meme. But Chick Magnet is the official meeting behind the scenes.
Well, I mean, he got one hell of a chick because of his magnetic appeal. I mean, can't get better than April, bro.
You get AJ Lee, you win, bro.
I know.
You win the game.
Dwayne Cruz with a $9.99 super chat. AEW feels like they're going 100 miles an hour. Everyone is nuclear with energy. So many doors open. Who's going to be the wrestler to call out McGregor? Never thought I'd see something as crazy as right now. Why are we talking about Conor McGregor?
CM Venom. That's right. Thank you, Elite Thunder Gaming. It was CM Venom.
It was what? CM Venom.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor's entering the pro wrestling realm. Where is this coming from?
It's the talk because he lost pretty badly, and it looks like he won't be able to bounce back from that injury, and he's probably going to be wrestling bound at some point soon.
Oh, God. Right to WWE he goes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. Just wanted to say, Mamma Mia, Daryl, beast. Daryl is a fucking beast, bro. Gary Sphere with a $5 super chat. Give Black versus Cody and MJF versus Y2J on free TV, but give us Big Show on pay-per-view, and don't have Omega match that we want. Had high hopes for the All Out card. What the fuck? Gary, nothing is really booked as of right now outside 3 matches, bro. Let's get the CM Punk debut over with, and then things will start falling into place.
Big Show sold out Chicago, man.
Yep. Gary Sphere also says, well, he's big and slow.
Why are they doing this to us?
I don't know. KB Brown, $2 super chat. Ranch on pizza is amazing sometimes. Bro, I'm going to have to refund you this $2 super chat.
Thought I blocked this person. Who is it?
I need to refund you this $2, bro. Someone give not Tony Brown. This is KB Brown. Not mixed up with Tony Brown. Somebody give him his $2 back and kick him out.
KB Brown.
Ranch on pizza. Titus is laughing at you, bro. Titus is fucking laughing at bro. Titus got tears running down. Look, he's got tears running down his fucking eyeballs, bro. I don't believe it.
Who does this? What's wrong with you people?
I don't know. John Roy in the chat asks, are we doing a meet and greet Friday? No, I will be flying in on Saturday. I got Friday to work here in New York, but the meet and greet will probably be on Saturday evening. I'm still trying to nail down a place. I don't know where I want to go.
Well, I'm picking the fucking place. You're not picking.
For the meet and greet?
Yeah, they got food there, right?
Yeah, it needs to be craft beer. I'm talking about craft beer, bro.
Oh, God.
The most obscure shit. I need to see shit from France on the menu, okay?
I cannot deal with a fucking hipster, dude. I cannot deal with this shit.
Listen. What I do. John Michael Channer with a $1.99 super chat. The hustle continues and never stops. OTS for life. You know it, brother. You know it, man. Raging Girl Gamer with a $4.99 super chat. Y'all are weird. Ketchup on a hot dog is the best. Fuck y'all. Mustard on a hot dog is for weirdos. Listen, now she could be kicked out permanently. Don't even bring her back in. Friday, I don't want her back in here, okay? Get her out. Get her out. You give me spicy mustard on a fucking potato roll, okay? You know about the potato rolls, Jesse?
Oh, yeah, I love potato rolls.
Okay, there you go. I thought you were going to call me a hipster for loving potato rolls with my fucking hot dogs, too.
No, potato rolls last longer. They have a longer shelf life than normal buns, too.
Yes, they do. DX for life with a $5 super chat. Love your content, JD and Jesse. God confronted Good Brothers at New Japan at the weekend, and I hope to see them in AEW.
BOD.
They're coming.
Briscoes.
They're coming. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Bro, the outside of the venue is like the NXT parking lot. You'll never catch me there.
Okay.
NXT's dead, bro.
Yeah.
Don't mention that and the venue in the same sentence. Metalhead for life with $4.99 super chat says, keep it up with a super emoji con. And Freckled Squid becomes a new member of the venue, bro. What are you drinking? Freckled Squid. What are you drinking, bro? You sitting VIP.
People think I'm bullshitting about not watching NXT. I don't watch NXT anymore, but I did hear that there's a wedding coming up, man. I don't like missing wrestling weddings, man.
Well, I mean, Dexter Loomis, Got his Indy Hartwell there. Raging Girl Gamer with a $4.99 super chat. JD, you don't like ranch on pizza? Seriously, this is the same guy that drinks Dunkin' Donuts and drinks peanut butter through a straw. Yeah, you better believe it. I like fucking peanut butter whiskey. Rage. Okay? Next time I stream Cold War, I'm going to be drinking some peanut butter whiskey and I'm going to be dropping 50 bombs.
Now we get Rage versus JD coming up at the next pay-per-view.
Ranch on pizza sucks, and ketchup on hot dogs is for losers, okay?
Hey, my wife puts ketchup on hot dogs, man.
Everybody but Jesse's wife.
Oh, what the fuck, dog?
Guys, we are getting out of here, man. We've been here for 3 hours. I need to get a light snack. I'm pretty hungry. I've been watching what I'm eating lately. I'm starving. I got to get some rest. We got a big day tomorrow. And I thank you guys for joining me, man. Thank you to Daryl. Thank you to everybody that super chatted. Daryl with the $500 super chat. You fucking savage, bro. Follow me on social media, man, at JD from NY206. If you guys want to follow Jesse as well, you guys can find his ad on the screen there. Jericho with a $5 super chat. Shane McMahon will come out to Cult of Personality on Friday, and Rampage will turn into a weekly episode of Rampage Underground. Kill me now.
Oh, hey, tell me.
Kill me now. Guys, I will be back on Friday with Rampage and SmackDown, bro. Mostly Rampage, though. And then go check out the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. We got some extras today and tomorrow. Off the script this past weekend. Monday Night Raw. You guys know the deal. I'll see you back live Friday in the venue for what is going to be history in the making. Guys, I'm about to get out of here with Jesse. I got my cold beverage. And I need 2 things from me before we hop in the Mustang, man. Number 1, give me those guitar emojis in the chat right now. And number 2, with that guitar solo coming on, the sweet sounds of Pilot, I need you to turn that music up to max. I'm getting out of here, guys. I'll see you live back here in the venue for Friday's history on Rampage. I'll see you guys later.